Is it acting right? Oh, it's on. Hi, me again, Nandy. Oh, aka Mama Harlem, aka Yard. I had took a nap earlier. It's 1 minute before 4 a.m. The 22nd of August, 2025, Gregorian Black August. How did y'all celebrate Nat Turner's anniversary yesterday? You lit a candle for him? I Shay Nat Turner. Anyway, I was gonna say happy belated birthday, Dr. Umar, yesterday as well. But I know me, I'm not cogent. Not the church, cogent with a T at the end. I'll, all over the place, yeah, totally. If you knew my natal chart, you'll know why. So I want to stay keep this as cogent as I possibly can. And we are we still in Mercury retrograde? Oh God, yeah. Wish me luck. But again, these are bedtime stories. Hold on, let me turn this up a taste. My point is, I'm up now. I'm drinking a Red Bull with flavor. They got some new amber sugar-free flavor. The bottle, I haven't had these in so long. The candle, not the candle, mercy. The can was so pretty. I said, well, let me give it a try. You know, just to be up. I had a good nap, and as good can get. You know, all challenges considered. And I'm up and can't sleep, so I said, let me go ahead and do part 3 for my mother's half sister. What is her pseudonym? LiB. LiB. A psychic reader calls her Vilene, spelled V as in Victor, Ilene, Vilene. But all narcissists, another spiritual teacher called them female narcissists connies, and male narcissists connors, and their whole system is conics, because she's like, you gotta nix the cons. No shade if your name is Connie or Connor, or you love a Connie or a Connor, and you're not watching this audio video, and you're hearing this, no shade to y'all, but you know, these are the names that means, because if it don't apply, let it slide. But these are the names that will slip out. Not slip out, will be applied to this Fair Use Act. What am I doing, Fair Use? Just in case, I don't know. Fair Use 1976 imported. And let's get started. Video 3. Okay, it was 6 of them. This is the sibling with 3 videos. The impact she's had on the family. On me, especially, because I used to look up to her like a fool. 4:01 a.m. The ancestors, the Orisha number 401. Didn't you use, if you study Ifa, didn't you think it was 401 exactly? And 401 Orisha? Orisha is plural. Sometimes people add the S, but Orisha is plural. Shout out to Black Witch Yaya Ashe. I love her teaching videos. But anywho, um, the one stands for something else altogether. I was like, really? I love studying and learning. Anyway, my mother's half sister, Lib. Okay. Then I want to do a video. I'm in this forgiveness portal group. It's fantastic. So I want to do they ask questions in the group. So I'm going to I'll do a separate video for that. You know, regarding mom. Mommy, I love you. This video is dedicated to my grandmother. This particular aunt's namesake. And did I say it right? Yeah, namesake. And all my moms, her mom and her mom and her mom, all my maternal moms. This video here is dedicated to Ashe. Forgive me. I know people like, oh, you act like you. These are people who will be fans. I call them fobs. Fans of bullies, friends of bullies, fans, friends of bullies. It's a third F. I'm always in some metaphysical class with these great little catchphrase coins. Some of them I coined. Fans of bullies, friends of bullies. If you don't see it as a bully, then in your audio video memoir, you can write to your engagement with her. Another thing, fan fobs want you to speak as they would speak of the subject. Oh, that's not the person I know. Okay, well then in your memoir or your video, you can speak or write to the person you know. I'm speaking and writing to my interactions with that person. And this may not be her persona, well, according to my psychic readings, but this may not be her persona today. I haven't spoken to her in 2 decades. But yeah, very influential, very persuasive in the family. I'm trying to think of the third F. Fans of bullies, friends of bullies, family. Yeah, fob. Family of bullies. Okay. Anywho, I don't remember where I left off on video 2 for lib. Uh, well, did I take notes? Notes help, don't they? Um. Okay. So it ended. Did I finish with 1990, the burglary? Oh gosh, I was sitting on a naked mattress, just sitting there like, who steals the bedding? Lip swears she had nothing to do with it. But my thing is, I don't want you to think I had the courage to even ask her, oh, did you have something to do with it? This is data lobbed at me, like forcefully trying to make me accept this data. I'm like, well, I wasn't there. I just know my things weren't there when I got there to retrieve them. So you trying to bully my psyche as to how I should see the burglary? You know, you robbed the material things. Now you're trying to rob my mind. Narcissism, bullies, make it make sense. You know, we don't want you. Yes, we're not going to return your things, but we don't want you to think a certain person has any of your things. What? Whew. Very crazy. That just reminded me of Pam Grier in her book. Let me cut the light off, but I should get a candle. I like to do these in the dark with candle and wine. I have my cigar. I need to find a lighter. I keep going to the stove to light the thing. Let me get a candle. No, if I get the candle, I gotta turn the fan off because it's gonna blow out the fan gonna blow out the candle. Then I'll be hot. Menopause. I'm in my 50s. Private summer central, okay? Let me just leave the fan on and a little Red Bull and cut the light off. I'm gonna hold on. What tab says hold your mule. Let me relight my cigar. Ooh! Oh, sweet Jesus. God, is that music that loud? Can y'all hear me? Oh, should I tell you, it's free music, the hertz. The 528 hertz. Can you hear me over? Oh, okay. Oh, oh gosh, you're right. Now the music sound loud as the Cody Brown. I turned it down. Lord, I hope they can't. I don't want to turn it down. Let me turn it because it's loud as all outdoors. Uh, just talk, girl. Okay. Now I can't see my notes because Jesus. Let me just try to recall it. You know, I just like to talk in the dark and chill. It ain't, you know, like this chick is discombobulated and beautiful, okay? Beautiful. Because I cut the light off to chill and chat. This is very cathartic for me, you know, pouring. But I can't see the notes. This ain't gonna be no fourth video for Lib. God damn it, yogurt. All right, let me get on. Yeah, the burglary 1990, and at first you're just shocked, like, oh my god, I got robbed. But it's always crazy what you remember, what comes in your memory of loss. The darndest things, of course, are my journals, my diaries. At first, I was like, what would they do with those? And the autograph books when you graduate from elementary school and junior high. High school, I got my GED, and so there's no little autograph graduation with that. Never mind. But little, I've always been a writer, fifth grade teacher. Document your life. That's very important. So I'm like, oh God, are they gonna read them? Uh, I know it's family, extended members, cousins, and aunties, but I'm like, would they read my journals? And it's not worth anything unless you're a public figure and you go into Sotheby's or wherever they sell it on the web. Like, but I'm not a public figure, so I'm like, what the hell are they gonna do with them? You already feel violated because they robbed you, but you took the diaries. Oh God, cute things in that first kiss, run catching kiss, and all these cute things in there. And of course, it's a date and time. I remember, well, thanks to what's going on in my seventh house, I remember long term better than short term. So I remember these cute little, bookmarks in my life. You know, cute boys, cute shoes, fashion, boosting bus trips. Allegedly, I plead the fifth. Oh, I'm not laughing at sticky finger itis. I don't do it anymore. This is free samples. Earthquake set that stand up. Just steal a few grapes. Oh, never mind, earthquake. Oh, that stand up is a classic. But anywho, um, and I was told to commune with Etchen and Legba for one of my boosting binges. Allegedly, never mind. Not that you should be communing at the crossroads to see if you can go steal cute clothes. That don't do it. But because I don't know if the youth will hear this. I don't want to influence anybody to be a sticky things. Not with all these goddamn cameras in the world. Child, cheese don't do it. But the 80s, oh Lord, we had fun. Not the kind of fun the low lives of Brooklyn had. Polo Central, oh Lord. Oh God, I should do a high school video. Oh God, did we have a ball? But anyway, back to the point. What is this? Oh, this is LiB's video, Lord. Anyway, I'm thinking about it because that's all the cute clothes they done stole. But some of them things I bought, put on layaway on Delancey Street. Talking about that when I didn't get up to that part when the boosting thing, Green Acres, and oh God, funny as was funny after that. In the moment, it was not funny at all. Okay, the cop looked like Mel Gibson from what's the thing movie he used, the series he did with Danny Glover. Is it Lethal Weapon? No, I digress. So I'm robbed and I'm sitting on a naked mattress and I'm like, and then my pretty friend, tiny, gorgeous chocolate beauty, oh, the prettiest woman I ever laid eyes on. Jesus, and that includes celebrities, okay? Regal beauty, oh Lord. But she was coming up to meet me halfway, and she doesn't see it. Yes, no, she's not fishing for extra compliments. I mean, that's being raised in Baisley. She just, she's like, I don't see myself that way. Well, the rest of us do, girl. We all see it, okay? Yeah, I think she still missed her. I think she still missed her calling. I know you're like that greasy industry. She dodged a bullet not going into that modeling industry. Oh God, Tiny, you hear this? Look at the Beverly Pill video. They got a couple of Beverly Pill girl. You featured in Jodeci video, freaking you. Oh, people say, oh, to cheer yourself up, you got to walk like Naomi Campbell at home. My friends back then. I'm like, walk like not. Yes, I think somebody had rapped a song lyrics. Was that Beyonce? Do the Naomi walk like Naomi Campbell? But this is way before that song came out. They were saying to cheer yourself up at home when you're alone, get dolled up and walk across, walk down your hallway. It was long enough or whatever, like Naomi Campbell. I nearly fell and broke my hip trying to do Naomi Campbell, child. She's a legend. But Beverly Pill and Jodeci video, freaking you. I know you're like, girl, they slowed it down, Beverly, ain't no model on the. Let me tell y'all something about the old school models. Tyra, ain't nobody acting with them with that strut. I don't give a shit. Who you put on that TV? Not Nam model can mess with Naomi, Beverly Pill, Tyra. Who else had it? Who else? Iman. I'm looking at Iman's walk today. God damn, Beverly Pill and freaking you. Like, look at that walk. So I would do that one at home. So Beverly Pill, you cheered me up a lot. Of course, first hubby wanted me to do it for him. Sometimes you just want to do things at home alone. You don't want an audience. But anywho, I'm about to do it for my current husband here. Yeah. And never mind. I'll do a hubby video. I'll do a hubby video later. Maybe. Child. Would it be left for the memoir? I don't know. Would it be left for the memoir? I'm doing these. I there's some things left for the memoir. Yeah, it is. Okay, now LiB, whom I looked up to like a fool. But I woke up quick because I started looking at Patrice Rushen. Thank heavens for Claire Huxtables. I had TV. I'm like, well, I'm through with them. Let me look up to these ladies. And you probably like, oh, they flawed too. Not the flaws I'm aware of. What they presented to the daggone public, well worthy to look up to, in my opinion. Okay. So, someone said, pick yourself up and get up out of here, okay? And I was moving down the steps, and that whole pick yourself up by the bootstraps. I would always say, people just sit there and listen to that. This is racial stuff. Oh, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Well, y'all stole the boots and the straps. What boots and what straps are you referring to? Metaphorically or literally? Oh, what do y'all think about the reparations talk? It just, oh. Well, Japan and Israel got reparations via American taxes. You mean FBAs can't get theirs? All of never focus. This is LiB's video. My mom's half sister. Okay, now Charlene, my sister-in-law, told me later on that I'm thinking because the house had an eerie silence to it. So you go in. The first floor was LiB. The second floor was Margot, the youngest sister of the six. The third floor is the floor I rented. Did I say the rent was paid that February in full? Paid. So the third floor I rented, and I remember, going up the steps just as ditzy as I want to be, not even realizing I've been robbed. Seeing the stuff in the yard, I was so happy, like, not happy, but I thought it was a humanitarian effort they did. I'm like, oh my goodness, they helped me. Maybe because I'm pregnant. I'm like, this is so sweet. They helped me, bring some things down and put it in the yard. It was all in black bags and big black giant industrial shopping bags, some boxes, I don't know. But I'm like, oh, this is so sweet. I guess because what's the saying? People don't judge you by who you are; they judge you by who they are. So it's not in my heart to burglarize an apartment, let alone family, because I study astrology. The fourth house is ruled by the ancestors, and it's real estate true. I don't do the GMO new astrology they pushing out. No. The fourth house is the father bullshit. The fourth house is the 10th house, like Saturn is up there. So okay, if they trying to GMO and gentrify and transgenderize damn astrology. Okay, you're saying the fourth house is the father. So which house is the mother? Oh, she's the Holy Ghost. She's off the whole dag on the grid. I can't. Western astrology, that's what I don't do sidereal. No. Sidereal is spelled side of real. Okay, so and like Dehudi Maharaj said, we're born in the West. Western astrology. Anywho. So because of all that the fourth house rules, including your home and your ancestors, I'm not violating nobody's house. I'm not taking a piece of candy unless I ask, hi, can I have some of that candy on the coffee table? I'm like, girl, that's what it's on the table for. I don't play with fourth house. I'm not doing no sticky fingers, nothing. And our ancestors disgraced by their activity. The fourth house rules the ancestors. They didn't go get extra in the leg, but blissing to be doing nothing like that. I hope no, because I don't want people going to crossroads begging for permission to steal. But you're supposed to get permission to do. You ever see the mafioso movies? They're like, did you get permission to do this? No, never mind. Never mind, because I don't teach nobody how to go and get permission to be doing foul shit. But the egos just do what they want to do. They don't get permission from nobody, nobody, okay? Yes, I get readings. The ancestors are disgraced by them doing that. To a pregnant person in the fourth house, and she done paid the rent? Oh, God. And then why would you want to have any bad karma involving a home? And let me shut up. I won't go through the reading what they were saying. It was like, why would they do this? And the readers were appalled too. And this is nothing. I pay good money for readings that they can see. I don't tell them. They tell me what they seeing in them cards, bones, or whatever tools they use. Okay. And people like, oh, she went and told the readers. No, I went and paid for a reading for them to tell me why y'all robbed me. No, okay. Like, what's the spiritual reason? My homegirls, you talk to your homegirls ad nauseum back then, but I can't believe they robbed me. And why would they do that? And my friends were like, they wanted your stuff. Some friends would say, because they hurt you, they jealous, they envy, jealousy, they want to hurt you. Other friends were like, well, I think they wanted your stuff. Then some friends were like, maybe it's karma because you boosted a lot of shit. Everything wasn't boosted. What Mickey gave me, he paid for. A lot of stuff was on layaway for a long time, okay? I laid away there. Everything wasn't boosted and hot up in my closet. Shit. And my poor cat, he jumped out the window. Oh, I'm skipping the story. But anywho, breathe. Oh, so yeah, Charlene said when I was upstairs, um, LiB's kids was coming to say hi. Everybody loves Charlene. Everybody. Yes, you would love her too. And her food is so good. She ain't in the kitchen like she used to be. She retired her mittens. Oh, Charlotte, so cute. So people do love people who can cook. Your big mama that could cook. Yeah, she usually the love of the hood. The family, the hood. Everybody back in my day, I'm Gen X. Yeah, so Lib's kids was coming to say hi to Charlene. They don't know my friend Tiny. And according to Charlene, Lib told them to go back in the house and, just go back in the house. And she said, then she got in a car. She had a nice red leather coat and red hat and to match. And Tiny them was like, was that your coat? I'm like, no, I don't buy red leather. Red stands out. I don't buy red clothing if I can help it. Even red cars. I heard the car insurance is more money. Of course, they gave me the blank expression with that one. I'm like, no, I don't. I have some red pieces, but no red leather was mine. Oh, this is why we driving back to mommy's. But anywho, so Charlene's point was she didn't even say hi to me. I'm like, because you're helping me. She's assuming you picked a side. And Charlene driving like, oh, but you're not at war with them. They're at war with you. I'm like, I know, but we didn't have the word narcissism, and not we probably did in 1990, but I wasn't aware of it. So I said egoic. I'm like, you know how egoics are. It's just, if they're mad at a person, you're supposed to be mad at them too. And if you're not, in their mind, you chose a side. So, or maybe she just didn't see you in the car. I have no idea. But she was like, no, she seen us help getting your stuff in the trunk, and I'm sure she's seen us moving your stuff in the car. I'm like, I don't know, but I wouldn't worry about it. Again, I don't think she's hating on you because everybody loves Charlene. So that was that. So the only thing, because I was always gotta get it from my mama. I got that forgive and forget from her too, and the church. So the only thing I could think that would be a silver lining in that horribly grim gray cloud would be the younger babies in the household wouldn't know her, like Charlene, baby girls. I didn't have my baby brother then, but this time I had my baby sister. My baby sister met her, but she's a baby. So I'm like, they escaped the influence of LiB. Thank God. Or so I thought. Stay tuned. But so that was it. I'm thinking excommunication is fully in, because my older brother was taking me to the precinct to file charges. And he was adamant about that because he was like, you don't want your stuff back. I want my TV back. I paid for that. And I got the receipt. That's something the precinct wanted receipts. Of course, I ain't got no receipts for boosts and stuff. But I'm like, well, my baby daddy, he probably has the receipts for the jewelry he's giving me. But receipts? Who holds? I'm 21. Who holds on to that stuff? And they was like, well, write a list of all the stolen stuff. And you're going through all that. So a report was filed. But when they started asking, because I think I'm pouring, like I'm pouring now. I was pouring at the desk. Was it the desk sergeant taking the report? It was a female NYPD. And I'm pouring, and I mentioned the key with baby daddy. That's in the previous video. And he's FBA black man in America, Jamaican descent though. So I'm pouring and pouring, and she goes, "How do you know he didn't do this?" I'm like, because baby shower gifts are missing. He's not going to steal his baby's gifts. He's not going to do this. Although he's had tantrums where he took one of each one of my shoes. And my older brother looking at me like, what that got to do with the price of silk in Thailand? When you get off of his, well, how we on the topic of her baby daddy? Now, he ain't supposed to have no police contact. He on parole, but never mind. The more I sat there, I'm like, if she's trying to pin this on my baby daddy, no, he wouldn't do this. And plus, when he's enraged, the door just get kicked off the hinges. That'd be in the first hubby video. I won't be we'll be in the memoir if I keep it. But in any event, he didn't have the key. This person used the key, turned it, opened it, got busy stealing, left out, and relocked the door. Do you know the psychological effect of that? But see, I think it's karma. I just sit on that naked mattress bed. Did I tell you they ate the food out the fridge and drunk the juice? Juice that was open. That ex-hubby used to just take to the carton and drink. I'm like, how do they know he don't put his mouth on the carton? Who steals open juice? Never mind. But the house was so cold. All my friends was like, that icebox of a house, I would have stole your bedding too if I was on it like that. I'm like, the bedding, the comforter? Hell yeah, that house is cold. The whole hood that visited me agreed with them taking the damn comforter, and never mind. It's a kiki in retrospect, their reactions, but in the moment I'm just sitting there like, huh? But anywho, yeah, we analyzed this back then. Lord Jesus, it's worthy to be analyzed, okay? And I'm like, and LiB is into astrology. But I'm like, I don't know if she's in the house placements. You just don't violate fourth houses. The fourth house is the mother, the great mother. It's their family tree. I don't play with people's houses. I don't trespass. I don't. Because the karmic retribution for disrespecting someone's house. Okay, let me just go on and move on. So anyway, so and this is why they want allegedly everyone to be homeless, so you're not connected to your ancestors. When I was in New York and where I'm from, any homeless people, I would tell them, well, not dictating, but suggestions. If you are familiar with Saint Lazarus, study him, honor him, get with him, and still find a way to honor your ancestors, even though you're displaced from fourth house energy. Because your home, they don't even say homeless anymore. Your home is your mother, the great mother, the most high. That's your home right there in your heart. Your home is in your heart. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying, why allegedly, or metaphysical study, they don't want you to have a home or stability because you're connected to your ancestors there, allegedly, per metaphysical study. But I don't care where you are, find a way to honor your ancestors. I do. Ooh, Lord. But anywho, like it's like separating the family on plant slave plantations, taking you from your mother, just your connection to. It's so deep. Dr. Joy DeGruy, I love you. Post-traumatic slave syndrome, Ashe. Part of the way FBA families treat each other, post-traumatic slave syndrome. But and then they get mad at you. I was just looking at one of them TikTok videos on the TikTok list channels on YouTube, and a lady. Is the video is titled "Men." All men are bad, or just about their being too through with men. No shade to the good men, you know what I'm saying? Salt and Pepper song dedicated to all the good men. What a man, no doubt, those lyrics. But she was saying how she let a friend, platonic friend, male friend, stay with her, and and after 10 days, she was asking him to leave, and then he was still sleeping in front of her doormat. I take it this was a nice building, because at one point he was like, "No, I'm in a penthouse upstairs." And she's like, "What do you mean you're staying in the penthouse upstairs?" He said, "I found a way to get in there." So I guess it was vacant. No, never mind. But they caught him and they charged her $600. Can you believe it's in certain lease that you're responsible for your guests? Like if your guests come visit you and cut plum fool and pee in the hole, I don't know. You would have to pay for your guests' behavior. Talking about having no gas and no party. Rent a hall. Because what if your guests do? What if your guest has to have an accident? I don't know. But you're responsible for your guests. You know the mafia, when you bring a new person into the circle, the mob, those movies, and they'll look at you and go, you're responsible for him. And they say it very calm and ominous, like, you bring in new energy into this cipher, in astrology, Libra rules that. Introductions, that's a Libra thing. Let me tell you, I introduced a friend over the phone. They didn't meet in person. And my friend, the friend went through a car accident, went through some things. And my friend, my friend is Ether-centric like me too. And she gave her a reading. She got a permission, the friend one. And then the reading was not, in my opinion, reasonably priced. It's less than what I charge. And I don't think I'm that pricey. I had to get her a ceremony reading to figure out what to charge, because I was doing readings for free back in the days like a fool. It's an exchange of energy. You feel drained and zapped after reading, wondering why. Because it was free. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, yeah, respect the exchange of energy. Lord, what is it? The Kabbalion? The law of communication, the laws of exchange, or something like that. So, Six of Pentacles. You know what I'm saying? Upright. Okay, now she said she would pay her via Cash App, and then she never did. I felt bad about that for a long time. A long time. But I had enough money. I said, when I have enough money to spare, I'm gonna pay it. Because I understand Libra rules bridges, bridging people together, journalism, broadcasting. It's an air sign. The radio says on air. All the air signs rule communication and messaging in some format. But Libra is manners, salutations like, "Hi, how you doing?" That's a Libra thing. "All right, y'all, peace, goodbye," a Libra thing. "Hi, this is so-and-so, so-and-so, this is a Libra thing. Grace, diplomacy. I digress. Back to LiB, who's not a Libra. In no shape, form, or fashion. Yes, I've seen the natal chart. Anywho, so post burglary, it's time for motherhood. Oh God. Oh yeah, I'm assuming excommunication is in 1990. Oh yeah, the precinct. Let me finish that up because this is not cogent, okay? All over the place. Brace yourself. It's a bedtime story. You probably sleeping. What am I? 30 minutes in, Lord Jesus. You probably fell asleep by now. You counting sheep? One sheep, two sheep, three sheep, over the rainbow, over the clouds. Now I think I'm a hypnotist. Forgive me. Forgive my sense of humor. You know I was gonna do stand up in the '80s. Never mind. I wore a mom's Mabley T-shirt and all white because you know I'm married, like a wedding gown. I wore all white Reeboks, and I looked so cute. I had my doobie, but I kept the doobie bobby pins in, you know, because I thought that'd be more of a comedian's look and door knockers and oh god, it's in the memoir. But you know, I had on all white mom's Mabley T-shirt. I say mom's Mabley. That's nothing. Whatever you do, get not permission, blessings. Get blessings from. Why am I giving away? You know how much money I pay for metaphysical workshops? I'm just going to give. Yeah, haters wouldn't care nothing about this now. But you know, you're supposed to go to someone and get a blessing. Like, you know, I'm going to stand up. Can you help me? Give them candle and water. And they, oh, that's witchcraft. The etymology of witch is wisdom. Craft means build. You're saying wise building when you call somebody witchcraft. Violating children, that's witchcraft. Do you go harass pedophile, what do they call it? What they say on the internet, pedophiles? You don't bother them, do you? You don't judge them, not to their face, do you? Ugh. All these kids violating, they harassing adults. Why don't you go harass adults that violate children? Now, okay, I'm off the soapbox for now. Okay, so sorry. LiB, all right. I'm pregnant. You still gotta have my baby. Well, you know, should I do that? And but once we went home. Um, Charlene and the family put my things in the garage in the back, and you know, just getting into life, preparing for baby. I would go into how I went into labor. A baby daddy came up. Never mind. That'd be in a whole nother video. I don't know. Labor, get surrender into motherhood. Yeah, because I want to do the mother questions for the forgiveness group. So maybe I will talk about the labor part. Some things should be reserved, saved for the memoir. If that thing ever gets published. Jesus. Are you a publisher listening to this, or lit agent? Can you get this to a lit agent? One who is who find non-cogent to be a roller coaster merry-go-round of straight literary fun dopeness. They love eccentric perusing. They love it. They love it. Eccentric prose, they get off, okay? Truman Capote, they would love him in his interviews when he said, "Sometime oblivion is not a bad place to be." Yeah, that. Anyway, I say Truman Capote. Yeah, I know that book he wrote was scary as all out there going doors, but his interviews right up my alley. Okay, okay. Now back to the point. Oh, LiB, yes. So you gotta have at this time. You gotta have the baby. For some reason, I don't know. Me and Mickey seem the baby daddy. We seem distant. Oh, because he's still friends with her LiB's oldest offspring, her son, her soul son. And I'm like, where's your loyalty? You don't care that my house got robbed? What's wrong with you? Oh, he said he had nothing to do with it. He's the only male who's carrying a heavy TV down steps. Not them, not the females. Or all I can go by is what he said. Well, here's what I'm saying. Never mind. Me and him used to get into it. So I think I was a very distant. Like I couldn't believe he maintained that friendship. I didn't get it. I'm like, you met him through me. I could see if he was your friend before we met and I met you through him. Make this make sense. And then he's a teenager and you're in your 20s. What is it? But now I know he was a rapper, but I didn't learn that till now. Well, this era in our 50s. I'm like, he was a rapper? So now I get the friendship. My ex-husband's a music producer. Yeah, his work went double platinum too. I won't say the song, but it went double platinum back then. I was it with a one of the hip hop pioneers he worked with. I was so proud of him. But he had to fight for. Never mind. Save that for the hubby video. Back to LiB. Um, when things really got. Well, did I tell you Margot called me called called the house, asked him to speak to my mother, real husky and hostile. You know, put your mother on the phone. I was like, she's not here, which she wasn't. Wanted us to come get the sofas after they done robbed me. And I calmly said, well, whoever took the other things, tell them they forgot the sofas. Call them and tell them to come back and get the sofas. They forgot them. You stole all the other stuff. You didn't steal the sofas? And she gonna blam slam the phone down so I can rent the place out. Knowing that thing was on a precipice of foreclosure. Isn't that something? People, not her per se, because I don't think it went that way, but people who will rent anyway, knowing they're on the precipice of foreclosure, and just, oh, anybody has a conscience anymore? Stephanie Mills tells Charlemagne, I think that video's on YouTube, that we've modeled ourselves, paraphrase, but we've taken on ways like white people. Because how ain't good, like Living Well Lady, never mind. Now, the company's defunct, but never mind. Because I'm like, they taking on new memberships when they, never mind. I digress. So, time to have the baby. Mommy and Charlene takes him to the hospital. And it was lovely, very calm. I don't want to say too much because this can go in the mother video, but Arlene went. Thank goodness she had to pee. She went to use the bathroom and somehow she scurried back quickly. And she's big mama scurrying back into the room. And she looked like disturbed. We was like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "Mickey's here." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Somebody must have called them. Your baby mother's in labor. He got your cousin with him, and I knew exactly which cousin it was because this is they sustained the friendship post burglary. I'm like, why would he bring him here? She was like, I don't know. And mommy, the soothsayer, she was like, guys mature slower. I don't think he's doing this to antagonize you or cause you any undue extra trauma. As a mother, you remember what contractions feel like, very painful. She was like, I don't think he's trying to cause you any, extra, trauma. I just don't think he gets it. Not all guys. Calm down. If you were mature at 21, cool. I think he may be still 20. I don't even know if he turned 21 yet. He was still 20. So if you were mature at 20, my mother's reference isn't for you. I don't know why people take offense to you and you're talking to them. I know when Malcolm X quote, that famed quote of Malcolm X, I shame Malcolm X. But anyway, so mommy's like, calm down. I don't think he's doing this deliberately to hurt you. I'm like, I can't do this. And mommy's like, you gotta do it. You're in labor. You gotta have your baby. You can't change your mind now. It wasn't funny in the moment though. I'm like, I just can't do this with one of the burglars as an audience. I can't do this. And the nurse came in that looked like Tammy. You seen the movie Tammy, the chubby white lady? And she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, my baby daddy is here with my cousin, my mother's half sister, firstborn. Yes, I said it just like that. She was like, what's wrong? What you don't want them here? And before I could answer, she was in the hall and she blocked them. I didn't even get to see Mickey's face. She was like, where you going? He was like, oh yeah, I'm about to have a baby, my baby mother. She was like, no, you're not going in there. And you could hear Mike saying, I don't understand. I beg your pardon. You're not going in there. I'm not letting any of my patients be in extra stress. You have to leave. And he was like, I want to see my firstborn being born. What do you mean? She said, you have to go. You and this person, both of you have to leave. And I'm like, oh God, I have the tears coming down my cheeks and mommy's, gently rubbing my hand and Arlene is gently looking at me and we're just, the door's open. So I'm thinking, because I know his temper, okay? Aries moon. I'm like, he's going to bolt past her and just come in here. I could just, this is not going to be good. Because not only is she Caucasian, she's a Caucasian professional. Can you see him in Central Bookings that night, the bullpen? Oh God. I'm like, he's going to bolt past this woman and come on in here. Because I'm thinking, I'm ever astro-minded. I'm thinking of his Aries moon with transits going on, oh Lord. But he didn't. She wouldn't go, she stayed blocking them. Because I'm like, if she moves, because she's like, I'm going to call security. He was like, call him. So I'm saying, if she moves to go call, he'll just come in the room. But she stayed blocking their path, and she called over to the nursing station and said, call security, please. So they exchanged a few words, and then they left. and I don't know, security met them by the elevator. I don't know. I think Mickey did tell me the story back then once the smoke cleared and he forgave me for his work, in his words, robbing him of his chance to see his baby being born. Oh Lord. You saw the second one being born. But I was like, well, why would you bring my cousin? Because he said he had nothing to do with it. Out of all your friends, the whole crew, all them rappers you're around, hell, your own family, you didn't even bring your brother, your own blood DNA. You brought one person with you. My mother's half sister's firstborn. Well, he was the one with me at the time when I got the call. You couldn't drop him off home or drop him off on Jamaica Avenue and take the bus home. It all happened so fast. I got the call and then we were out. You can just leave him at your house. You couldn't drive alone. And, oh, Chubby, I wasn't thinking about that. And true, he's 20 years old at the time. I just, oh, God. No, I didn't rob you of your the chances of your firstborn being born. You robbed you of your first chance of being born. You seen your baby, your first baby being born by bringing someone with you that would remind me of the burglary. Who wants to be reminded of that at a time, at a precious moment? Okay, that's should be the baby daddy video. I'm back to Lib. Said all that to say this. She was offended. I don't know what's his name in the book, Jerry. I don't know what her son Jerry could have went back home and told her. I have no idea. But she was appalled and offended by that. You calling, not to say congratulations on being a new mom. You and it's not you can't get a word in edgewise. It's not a chance to even reply. You ain't got ish to say to my son. When you see my son, you ain't got ish to say. Of course, you say in the curses. In 1990, she was a cussing sailor, but and did it very well. Took pride in her cuss word frenzy. Most people did. Expertise at cussing, okay, and well spoken in other academia terms, if you will. But I'm on the phone stunned, postpartum depression anyway. So that would have been in place if I didn't get burglarized. But I'm like, ma'am, I didn't say anything to him. I didn't even see him. I didn't get a chance to say anything to him. Tammy, Tammy went into security mode. Shout out to Tammy. I don't remember your name as a nurse. Just that hospital ain't even there no more. But shout out to you. Should probably retire by now. But yeah, this was like, wow. A Caucasian defended me against melanation. Melanation is just wow. But anywho, but she was serious. Like, don't upset my patients. She was very serious across the board. But I'm calmly telling her I didn't say anything to him because that's what she was repeating, stuttering and stammering with profanity laced. When you see my son and you ain't got ish to say to him. But I didn't say anything. I had no desire to say anything to him. I don't know if she could hear me because she's yelling. I mean, the height of powder keg frenzy, um, like something detonated. I'm like, I'm sure worse has happened to you. But I know, the mama bear protect your son's feelings, but I don't think he cares enough about me to want to see the baby being born. But so, what feelings of his was hurt then? It didn't even make any sense. That overreaction. She was acting like I robbed her house or his house that he had his own place there. That's the reaction over the phone. I'm like, this is bizarre. But anywho, I was too numb to even feel. It was just so bizarre, that reaction. So she hung up the phone, and I resumed living, taking care of my new born baby. And I'm like, that's strange. So I'm another thing. I'm thinking excommunication is important. I guess not when she feels the need to call and cuss people out again. Anyway, pardon me. Pardon me. Red Bull. So 1991, mommy gets married, and her third husband. Now I like him. Heebie jeebies from him. She divorced the second one when I was in junior high school. So 1991, I'm in my early 20s. We're grown, and my older brother is the one who told me. I don't know how he found out, but he was like, "Can you believe your mother?" Back then you get mad at your mom. Your siblings are talking to you. They say it's your mother. It's cute and commonplace back then. I don't know if siblings still do that, but he was like, "Can you believe your mother invited those evil ass sisters of hers?" I'm like, invited them to where? to her wedding. She's getting married. You don't know she's getting married? I'm like, yeah, yeah, she did mention it. But me and Mickey was so busy focused on trying to find an apartment, to start our family, a new another apartment, to start our family. We had already gotten married at the courthouse. Funny as hell. That'd be in the hubby, the first hubby, first wives club. I should call it that. Yeah, that is the name of the video. That wedding at the courthouse, that adorable. So we're already married, and mommy is getting married in the house. 10 years without no spouse. Mommy's getting married in the house. Check it. Ugh. CL Smooth. Libra. Wasn't he cute? He's still cute. I thought he well preserved. I fell in love with him when he had that chocolate lady up in his video. Yeah, Libra. Now I don't date Libras. They make good platonic homeboys though. Libra, very smart, good conversation. I digress. So yeah, it was such a nice wedding. So the point is, a cool wedding, etymology night, but nice here. When I say kind, that's what it is. I wanted to know. So she's getting married. Great guy he is, and he was. Blessings be upon your soul. So my older brother was like, we have to boycott the wedding. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, we can't go. I don't want to see them evil bitches. I'm like, I don't think their ego will let them come. That ain't the point. She sent them an invite. I want you to stay very focused on the robbery happened in 90. She sent the invite in 91. So mommy was on a forgive and forget train with her Christian self for a long time, okay? Probably before she even, that what she, 7-Day Adventist growing up. Okay, Baptist. What I'm saying is she was always on that forgive and forget plane because, she says it liberates you and it's what God would want you to do. If you don't forgive others, how God is going to forgive you. And that used to really, really get to me and haunt me in church and when she said it, especially when she said it, she's mommy. But then I'm thinking, well, I didn't rob anybody's house. What I need forgiveness for boosting? And I already paid the price. I was like, this must be karma for boosting. I thought that sitting on that naked mattress, like, is this karma for boosting? Then I thought about my father, Harlem Hustler. The Bible, the sins of, no, the parents, what did she have? No, I didn't mean to cuss with the biblical. Oh, God, Valerie, the Christian witch on YouTube. She just mentioned, she said, the Bible, the people who sat down and wrote each book, 66 books, I'm paraphrasing, they didn't sit down and say, oh, I'm going to write something to contribute to a Bible one day. The way she put it, she said they just sat down and started writing. And this is my say, not her say. Then after that, allegedly, per evilbible.com, not my site, not my title coined, just so much contradiction. And evilbible.com is a comprehensive research. Hats off to whoever created that website, Lord. And it was out for a while now. I'm like, whoa, this it's evilbible.com. Okay, I digress, but I still study it because you seen Terrence Howard's character's eyes when he looked in the camera and he said we study lies because people tell them for a reason. His Pisces self, master number 11. What's the movie Brave with Jodie Foster? He looked in the camera. He said, "No, we don't dismiss lies. Oh no, we study lies because people." And he looked in with his pretty eyes, and I'm not even on it like that with a green eye thing. But my daddy had eyes, like that. But he just looked into the camera with those eyes and said, "Because he paused." And he said, "Because people tell him for a reason." I don't even remember much else in that damn movie, but that ain't that a blip? Brave, because the study circles I ran in. They didn't want to even see it. They was like, "What do you mean, brave? What is she? She's white. They didn't have Becky back then. When they said Holly, she's a Holly. What is there to be brave about? She has privileges. Never mind. But I went to see the movie anyway, and that's all I remember. That scene right there with him. So why am I talking about Bible study now? Okay, back to LiB. 91, mommy's getting married. And when we got married first, she said, okay, my wedding gift be your deposit on in your first house. Oh God, I dropped my cigar. Oh, here it is. Okay. Gun ho to get us out the house. Okay, I tell you, the first gun ho was moving with her dad on rent from her sister. Oh God. But still, the same theme. Okay, so when you two get in your own place, you know, what I'm saying? We have to save up, mom, for the deposit. We'll just find it. That'll be my wedding gift to y'all. The deposit. We were like, word. So me and Mickey started looking. So we found a cute little darling place, cute neighborhood, and things of that nature. But we were boycotting. Me and my older brother were boycotting, and my younger sister and younger brother, they're minors. They can't boycott anything. I don't even know, but he would have the gumption to ask them to boycott it, and they minors, like, just stay upstairs, don't come down. And they looking at him like, huh? If he did, but he definitely asked me to boycott it, and he got mad at me when he found out I went. Oh God, you breached the boycott. I'm like, I had to go get the money for the landlord. The point is, the wedding day, we're dressed in regular clothes, not dressed up for a wedding. Me and hubby, we found a darling place, a cute little studio, had a backyard. It was adorable. We found a place, and the landlord, I don't know if he was telling the truth, but well, you got to hurry and bring me back the deposit on the renters. Too many people want it. I believed them because that backyard was the selling point is adorable, and only you have access to it. Nobody upstairs. Oh my goodness. Oh, we wanted that place for the backyard alone. But anyway, part of my and anyways of how I bridged the next door, and I feel sleepy. I thought I had a Red Bull. Jeez. So I remember my mommy saying our wedding gift would be the mommy's very generous. Thank you, mommy. Ashe, thanks. Ashe. Some people are like, how do you have mama issues when she didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she didn't curse? You always had a place to stay, and she gave great gifts. What is your problem? So many people take up for her, and I thank y'all for that too. But let me move on with the doggone thing. You listen to the mama video after this. So I'm getting parched. Do I have more water here? Oh, it's not warm. Hold on. It's tempered. I said, Mickey, we got to go to the house and get the deposit because he's threatening to give the place to someone else. And he was like, ain't your mama getting married right now? This is the day of. Everything is, in motion. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to lose this place. He said, we're not even dressed for a wedding. I thought you were boycotting. I'm like, listen, I think she's still upstairs. Because you know what time the wedding, you haven't seen the invite. You know what time the wedding. Oh, and they didn't come. I told my brother, I'm like, their egos are not going to let them come to this wedding. Mommy is so very different from my sisters. Psychologically, just people would say this, like, was your mom adopted? I'm like, no, they all got the same mom. But she's very different from all her siblings. A total and complete and utter unicorn. Hiyoka empath. Hiyoka. Totally, totally. But she's Obatala, mommy. Yeah, totally. But so where was I? Oh, we had to go to the house to get the deposit, bring it right back that day of to the landlord. So I said, just park. And we had our baby with us. He's so cute. Oh, and he's in the car seat in the back. I said, just park. I'm gonna go in, go upstairs. I have my Reeboks on 5411. I'm gonna tiptoe up the steps, and I'm just gonna ask her. And he's like, but that's tacky. You're gonna ask a bride for money on her wedding day? I'm like, Mickey, it's not asking for money. She said the deposit would be our wedding gift. I'm just asking her for the gift. And he was like, oh God, I don't know. I'm like, Mickey, I'm not losing this place. This backyard is too adorable. And it was. The place was tiny. Tiny studio, but that backyard. Oh my gosh, y'all. All right, so we get to the house and I go upstairs. And not that I'm a backyard gardening type of gal, but I wanted to take it up. Shout out to my great aunt who did the gardening, just beautiful. What's her name? Margaret. Great Aunt Margaret, just beautiful, beautiful flowers and herbs and things she would plant. And oh, she had a growing with a green thumb. Just oh, so I wanted to have her over and we make tea and refreshments, and she teaching me how to do it. And I already asked the Lord, can I plant a garden? He was like, sure. You're up in his property value, okay? You could put a pool back there above ground. That's huge. The backyard was bigger than the studio itself. Just adorable. And I saw us barbecuing and just hibachi and just a nice. I wonder who lived there now. They must adore that backyard. But anyway, I digress. So I go upstairs and mommy's friends are doing her makeup and her hair. That was such a. I wish I had a camera back then. You have a disposable camera you get from the drugstore, pharmacy. And I just wish I had it on me because I would walk with it, but like my mom, your DNA is something else. She would walk with cameras, the disposable ones, for when she's parking. And she would tell me too, when you start driving, walk. We didn't have camera phones back then. If you're younger, listen to this. When you start driving, walk with a phone. So when you park, you could take a picture of what these signs say. Make sure you take a picture of your car with the signage. Show them where you parked. The sign said it was okay to park. And just always walk with a camera because you never know what you need proof of in court later. I love you, mommy. So that day I was surprised I didn't have a camera on me because the scene was so beautiful with them doing her hair and her dress. Just so pretty. And here I go, asking for the money for the apartment. When I tell you, they didn't cuss. They did cuss outside of that day, but these are church mothers, and but they was on the brink of cussing me out. Like, are you in here begging from a bride? No, no, the landlord, I can't believe you're doing. Ooh, Lord, they let me have it. Mommy, it's okay, it's okay. I don't want them to miss the, because she wanted us out of her place. Even though Mickey spent a lot of nights at his own house with his mom and the project. She was like, no, 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 I want them to get this place. Their new family, they need their own place. She was big on that. Although she used to let rooms out to boarders, going like siblings included. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm the black sheep. Because you probably like, if you heard the other videos, like, well, didn't she rent out rooms to other people? Because Mickey paid her rent if I stay there, but no, she was gun ho on getting us out to find our own place. You're starting a new family, so it's logical. And I wanted to get out. The hell wouldn't be where you're not wanted, child, please. And I tried to stay out of her way when I was there, but it just, in the mommy video. So, this is LiB. Because I'm like, well, I'm still at the wedding. Why did I bring up the wedding? Well, she wrote the check, and all her friends gave me the evil eye. Thanks, Mom. You look beautiful, and congratulations. They was looking at me like, why don't you just get on and get on now? Shout out to Mommy's true homegirls back then. Lord have mercy. They did my sister's hair. Just a beautiful day. So much so I stayed dressed in jeans and yeah. And you're probably like, well, if your room was still, why you go upstairs and just put on something nice? I wouldn't have been, I wouldn't have made it on time. The thing was starting. I went to that car. I said, Mickey, let's come inside. I'm all emotional. The house was transformed, pretty. Decorations was beautiful. All that food on that back table. I could see the spread. And Charlene made the cake. It looked like a Bible cake. Oh, and I know her cakes, pound cake. Oh God, no! Oh God, that cake was good. And she made yes. Oh, Allie. Yes, I'm talking to Allie. Allie, she made your sister's wedding. Your sister got married at her house. All the things Mommy did. How could anybody hate on her? I don't get it. Other than me, because you broke my heart 50,000 pieces. But Mary, I healed. But yeah, your sister got married to her first husband at her house, and me and Mickey were the witnesses when she married her second husband, the one you know. Yeah, I just at the courthouse. We really tried to really show and prove our love through family things. I just and Allie, your mom was when your sister got married there, years later, she was painting the baseboards of the step, and I was holding the paint, and I'm like, you're gonna paint the day of? She said, it'll dry, come on. Oh, your mom, we was moving through that house, and we really got it nice for your sister. Again, what made me think of it is because Charlene made that Bible, it opened up like a Bible pound cake too for the wedding, for your sister's wedding. And oh gosh, the Indians in there now, all the memories, the FBA memories in there. I almost want to slip a note on the door, like, do you know the memories in this house? But I don't trespass. But anywho, so I'm like, Mickey, we're staying. He's like, I'm not dressed for a wedding. I'm like, they got empty chairs. Let's come on before we miss a place to sit down. Oh, we stayed. I'm so happy we did. And Mommy was happy we did. So my brother wasn't. I heard you breached the boycott. I'm like, oh God. Okay, back to LiB. Oh, once we got married, I have no proof, but I think LiB has to be behind this. It could be Margot, the youngest sister of the six. I was in my former bestie. What's her name in the book? Shimon. We were in mommy room, and again, I was trying to get my baby to latch on the my breast to feed him, and I had the other bottle nearby just in case I wasn't successful with the latching. And I remember I was in my mom's bed looking at I think mommy had WHD. Mommy room and the living room had the cable. I had a TV in my room, but just basic channels. So the living room TV was already like phone check at good times with the TV. So if someone's in the living room looking at TV and mommy not home, I just go in her room and look at TV because she had the cable box. More channels to choose from. So I was in mommy's bed looking at TV and holding my baby, infant baby, and Shimon was up against the dresser, just standing talking, looking at him like, oh, he's so chocolate, he's so pretty, and da 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 da. And we were just talking, girl talk, and the phone. We had call ID. Mommy worked there, so we had all the gadgets early. We had that clear phone that lit up when it was so pretty. You know, I would want an analog and get a phone like that again. Oh, it was so pretty. But any event, I'm like, you can get a landline with the cable company. It's not really a landline, and it's still digital. I'm talking about an analog phone. Could you imagine an analog payphone in your house? How dope that would be. And a piggy bank, because you could put a quarter in it. I digress. But anywho, so yes, I'm old school nostalgic to my heart, y'all. So Shimon is talking to TV. If that sound when the phone started ringing, it sounded like the TV volume was going like it was underwater. I kid you not. And this is analog. Well, yeah, analog did that too with music, but with music, not your TV. But it seemed like something drowned out the whatever sound was coming from the TV in the moment of the phone ringing, like some kind of warning. Now, my best friend looked like a pretty pit bull. Some people they wouldn't say to her face she was a natural combatant, okay? All day Sagittarian moon and Mars and Sag direct in the first house, Lord have mercy. Was on her ascendant, and it just, she Sekhmet all day, okay, sweet Jesus. So they wouldn't say to a guy she dated, he passed away, healings to your soul, not that long ago. He was an Aries, two fire signs. They were fiery. Svengali sensual, okay? But he's called a Muttley. So I'm like, he's the only one with the courage to say it. But she looked like a pretty pit bull and would tear your ass apart like one too, child, please. Some people call her a bulldog. Just a pretty, but to me, pretty. I'm not into conventional beauties and not hating, you're intellectually, I know you're pretty and attractive, but I'm not excited about it because her and Iman got me in that mode of years ago in the 80s. Iman, the model icon, she said, I don't think I'm pretty. I think I'm interesting. Something like that, paraphrase. And Shimon caught that, and we were like, yeah, that's it. I just looked at beauty differently from then. Aside from LiB telling me what melanin is scientifically. But that's another video. I mentioned that. And later find out Shimon has Iman's birthday. I was like, whoa. But the point I'm trying to make is she turned into that pit bull, that bulldog, that just something in her just went in a zone. And when the phone was ringing, and you're like, well, maybe she saw the call ID. The call ID didn't have the name going across it then, just the number. And she didn't know LiB's number by heart, that household number by heart. But she turned and she was staring at the phone like a pit bull looking at a piece of steak that you're trying to take away from him. I don't know. And I'm like, Shimon, you all right? What's wrong? She wouldn't even answer me. The TV was zoning out. She was zoning me out. And she went and snatched the phone up. Hello? Like really, really sharp. And it was LiB's daughter, the middle daughter. But she's a teenager now, maybe 16. I'll talk more about her in the cousins video. These are fun and very cathartic therapy. It's in the memoir, but what if they don't get published? I guess you have this video. Y'all download it, archive it. Allie, I don't know where YouTube is going. I have no idea. I'm trying to find. I looked up the rules, so I'm trying to do the rules and guidelines, community guidelines. I'm not monetized, so they ain't paying me no mind. No traffic here, YouTube. Nothing really to pay any mind to as a business. Okay, but download it, Allie, so you'll always have it in case it gets you. Know what I'm saying, I got mine saved too. So it's good to have in case the memoir doesn't get published. A year after a while, I was really, really shopping it in the 90s, but anywho, in the early 2000s. I was pursuing the acting thing too. I digress. And shout out to comedians. You get up on the stage by yourself. I ran so far from that door. I'm placing my cute little all white, and I had on blue panties for blue because it was like I'm getting married to New Korea. So I wore all white, Mom's Mabley, white Guess jeans, white Reeboks, white tee, Mom's Mabley, and the doobies with the pin showing. And I wanted to look for white bobby pins. That was a doozy to find. I only could find gold. Yeah, I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with LiB. But that was pretty cool with the chain belt. I miss my old, but I was never slim. I was skinny in Harlem. They got plump in Queens, so it wasn't slim, but I was much smaller than now. I didn't find no Guess jeans to fit this size, but I did back then. My boosting bus trips and allegedly boosting binges. The Reeboks were paid for. I never knew how to boost footwear. If you're a booster, were you good at getting the footwear? Put your old shoes in the box and wear out the new ones out the door. No, I'm spiritual. You don't put your old shoes in. If that shoe store owner know about what the hell we know about, and you want to put your shoes in the damn box, Pisces rules the feed. You better hope they don't know nothing about what the hell we know about. Don't leave your shoes in that damn box. I digress. Unless you know how to salt you. Shut up. Shut your mouth, Nandy. Oh, LiB. Okay. It's good to salt your shoe. Hush, Nandy. Stay focused. Focus, girl. Anyway, oh, sorry. I'm hot. It's hot. It's cootie brown. I feel like I'm burning calories, but it's just I don't know. It's menopause heat, summer heat. Private summers plus in the summer. Private summers in the summertime. Lord, where was I? Was I told my Reeboks? No, it just was such a cute. I felt like a cheeky babe. It was such a cute moment. I wish I had the courage to talk, to do the comedy thing. I ran. They was like, where's she going? I just kept running to the train station. I can't even run like that anymore. Could you imagine? Oh God, what a different body in the 80s. Oh Lord. Where was I now? This is LiB, right? LiB. Forget how I walk down memory lane. I skip down memory lane. Zigzag skips down memory lane. This is all fourth house ingredients right here. If you knew what I had in my fourth house. Astrologer, but oh, that's in your fourth. That's why you like that. That's your fourth house. Shout out to astrologers. Shout out, boo. Okay, and booettes. You know what I'm saying? So, where was I at? 91. Doesn't matter. 91, me and Shauna, me and your sister reconnect. Mommy brought it to my house. The cute studio with the backyard. Okay, but save that for cousins. But I want to get back to LiB. So, okay, so it's a decade of excommunication. Oh no, her daughter called to congratulate me on getting married. That was it. Yeah, because she snatched the phone on Shimon snatched the phone up. Hello, like really, really mean hello. Sharp hello, like you would answer the phone. And D block for ladies and the Rikers. How you meet COs back in the days, either homies or some guy you're dating, and they be like, we don't like to do the ladies' house. We don't want to do the. I'm like, why? Never mind. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, Shimon was in a zone. Whatever. Shimon was in a zone, and I felt bad because my cousin's only about 16 to 15 years old. We're young. We're young as well in our 20s, but we're older than a teenager. And she was like, hi, is my cousin, Nandy there? And Shimon was like, who's this? And she was like, her cousin. Like, duh, I just said cousin. So Shimon tosses the phone on the bed. And I pick up the phone. Because to this moment, I swear to you, I don't recall ever having a phone conversation with this cousin at all. And when I used to look up to her mom and I would call their house, usually her mom is the one who answers the phone. Because I'm trying to think, did I even speak to her over the phone and say, hi, is your mommy home? Of course, I'll be pleasant. All the Libra in my chart, I can't help but be pleasant, okay? It's my natural basic state, phone etiquette. It's just, the etiquette books my mom had in the house, but now knowing where Libra's at my mama's house. I know real Libras, it doesn't negate from the fact that Libra rules diplomacy. Etiquette, class, fashion. Donna Karen and Ralph Lauren are Libras. I'm like, what? They got in the right field for their sun sign. They surely did. I digress. Anywho, I wonder who Willie Ware was. I'm gonna look up his birthday later. Ashe Willie Ware. His sister. Oh gosh, they used to come down as the video store. I digress. Anywho, so beautiful people. So I'm on the phone like, hi. Oh yeah, I just wanted to call and congratulate you on your getting married. I'm like, you know that I got married? She was like, yeah. We never had a phone conversation in our life. There's no shade. You know, when you are in your 20s and someone's a teenager, it's a world away, psychologically speaking. But no, I'm like, but you can hear it didn't sound sincere in my opinion. In my opinion, I'm a Taurus, in case she's listening. It just sounded like somebody put her up to it, if that makes sense. And I said, a weary, "Oh, okay, thank you." And she was like, "Well, who said that answered the phone?" And I'm on the phone like, "Huh? Oh, who said that answered my aunt's phone?" My mom. I'm like, I'm thinking with the way your mama cussed my mama out, you're concerned with someone answering her phone. I'm like, whomever it is, my mom grants carte blanche to in here. She said, "Oh, because she don't know who I am." And Shimon looking at the phone like, what is she saying about me? I'm like, I'm mouthing. She's a teenager. It's clearly somebody, either her mom put her up to it or Margot put her up to it. I don't know, but I'm mouthing. She's a teenager. Don't feed into this, please, Jesus. Because Shimon ain't scared of her or her mama or Margot. Shimon, I do a Friends video to get into my former bestie. I still love her. We're excommunicated. Oh Lord, we're excommunicated since Jesus Christ. Are we excommunicated since 2003 as well? Probably. That when I do the "What About Your Friends" video, you learn more about Shimon. Not too much. Got to save some for the memoir. But anywho, pardon the redundancy. Hell, I'm sleepy all over again. And emotional, but I'm trying to, stuff my emotions down to get through this daggone. I'm at an album, Lord, get through the video because I don't want a fourth video for LiB. These 3 videos are dedicated to you, at you, Media. So, I get off the phone, and Shimon was like, "What the hell was that?" I'm like, whatever it was or is immature because I don't think they care much about me having a baby. They robbed me. Like, they care about me having a baby. I don't know what the hell. I don't know if they checking the temperature with my psyche. See if my postpartum depression kicked in. I don't know what that call was about, but it was immature. And so I don't fault her because she's a teenager, and most teens are immature. And she was like, "No, immature heathen ass bitches put her up to doing that. She wouldn't be thinking about calling you as a teenager. She into her closed schools and she said she's into her closed schools her closed school and guys and fashion." I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much teenage. Yeah, it's the teenage agenda. Your fashion, cute guys, your homegirls. You're not even because we didn't have a rapport at all, good or bad. It's just that's my cousin, and that's it. Just there was nothing, there no bond. There was no reason for her to congratulate me post burglary on anything. It just didn't make sense. So me and Shimon deduced that some immature adult put her up to doing that, and they know they know a call like that would be weird coming from them. Last call from Margaret was to come get the sofas. The last call from LiB was FUB. Don't talk. You ain't got nothing to say to my son when you see him. Putting it mildly, paraphrase. So the excommunication is in full effect with them. Me and Shauna, your sister, started speaking again in '91, which shocked people. Like, you only did a year excommunication with her. I'm like, well, my mom brought her to my house, and your mother. People's like, why would your mother do that, to apologize? I'm like, that's what I thought initially, but no. She was indignant, talking about, I don't know what all you think I got, because I was going to Germany. I was like, I wasn't thinking about Germany or what you got. I just was thinking about what I got, a hubby and a baby, and I have to move on with my life. And I'm paraphrasing, but I was stunned mommy did that. She didn't call first. Well, my phone was out. That was her excuse. Well, your phone is out. But mommy has enough class and etiquette to, and she wouldn't do that to anyone else. She wouldn't do that. If she had to do it, she would leave the cousin in the car, ring my doorbell first, give me the heads up to see if this is even okay. But and you're like, well, who let them in? Hubby, just let them in. Oh God. His excuse. Well, I would want you to hold my mother up at the door. What was I supposed to do? But again, he was 21. In the moment, I'm like livid at him. Why would you let them in here? But in retrospect, I realized he's young. All he wanted to do is his music anyway. He didn't want no parts of it. He was like, I'm not into getting into people's family business. Nigga, you my family. We married now. What is wrong with you? Oh, calm down, y'all. Calm down. Anyway, oh Lord, sinuses, bear with me. So, and we got back into being cousins, like double dating her second husband, and Mickey hit it off, and he was helping him with the music, and I mean double dating. We became fast friends. It was like old times again. Cousins video, focus, focus. Cousins video. Save that for. But again, people were shocked that I forgave her and took her back into my good graces. Uh, I don't know. According to a reading, Allie, ancestors broke us up again. I didn't even know me and your sister reignited excommunication till 2003. Because I was sitting there as LiB was screaming like a banshee, echoing something your sister said to her phone. She had to have said it, because she's the only one that knew about the 13-year-old thing. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, Shauna's mad at me? I thought we were cool. I know she moved to Georgia, but I'm like, maybe the space and distance, she's assuming excommunication again. I don't know. But I know I never wronged your sister. She's a natural combatant like my ex bestie. Who think about it, Allie? Who wrongs natural combatants? You get it? Okay. Okay. hmm So I don't know, but it was a beautiful run before we re enacted excommunication. Me, her, and my husband and her husband. But we went to Tavern on the Green. I had on shoes too big for me. Funny as hell. Mommy feet grew. I had to borrow mommy. Never mind. It's in the memoir. Funny as hell at Tavern on the Green. Hold on, Papa, you okay? Am I talking too loud? All right. Oh, Papa Bear, I care. Papa Bear, I care. Now, let me sing again right now. All right, so fast forward to the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. Um, the word gets back to me that LiB has a disease allegedly they have no cure for. Because there's videos, well, they didn't have the videos back then, but there's videos saying there's a cure. They just don't want to. I digress. Allegedly, there's videos that tell you there's a cure, but one of those lupus, which has uninvited guests and visit me. There's allegedly no cure. They call it the cruel mystery. That's how I see LiB towards me and my mom, some of my siblings, as a cruel mystery. The mystery, insofar we never wronged her. It's the proof we never wronged her. She has to make up fallacies to justify how she's treated us. And according to what my sister told me, I'm like, I'm telling my sister, use your noodle. Nobody has the courage to treat her that way. Who treats bullies and narcissists that way? She's exploded for far less. It make it make sense. So late 90s, early 2000s. I feel so silly saying this. I could barely get it out. Pardon me, but I shouldn't feel foolish for being kind. Again, the world is so hard and cold. It will shame you for being kind. They won't call it kind. They'll call it foolish. Was it shame me once? Was it how it go? No. Hurt me once, shame on you. Hurt me twice, thrice, and above, shame on me. So they deem kindness to people who are cruel to you as a fool. You're a fool. So I guess that's why it's embarrassing, what I'm about to share now. But I got the word that's what she was diagnosed with again. But And people would say, "Oh, she'll survive." They go, what's the term? The saying, the good die young. What that tell you about the bad? I remember Chris Rock said once, if ignorance is bliss, what do you think intelligent people are going through? We're going through hell. I'm paraphrasing, but I never forget he said that. Oh, Chris Rock, I love you. So yeah, that was the saying then. If I don't know, Allie, if millennials heard this in your generation a lot, but yeah, back then with us, it was said often, "The good die young." Malcolm X 39, Dr. King 39, just young, and they are holy and divine. I do not fall into anything bad say it about them. It feels like I'm like, oh, legacy envy. So they try to obliterate, your legacy. They don't want our icon seen as great into perpetuity. So I don't believe any blemishes. And even Dr. King cheating, he had, J. Edgar Hoover. That's another thing. Look up American Gangsters, a J. Edgar Hoover episode, how he monitored and followed them. Not just them, all kinds of poetry groups. And I'm like, why would he follow a poetry group? And ballet, was it the Harlem Dancers is a the ballet arts. I mean, the arts, following melanated artists. I'm like, allegedly, they still follow the artists, melanated artists, FBA. I'm like, why? If you're a harmless dancer, what is he interested in them for? I digress. But look at that episode, and you tell me the things they say about Malcolm X or any one of them today. You don't think J. Edgar Hoover would have had that intel back then and made it public win back then? So I'm like, this Johnny come lately rumors. Nah, Hoover would have gave us this data back then. I don't buy it. But now, how did I get on this? What? Pardon me, just cogent. Okay, all over the place. I don't forget how I got on Malcolm X and Dr. King. Let me see. Back to them telling me that she had this thing. The same with your sister. I wanted to show them I love you so much that I can forgive and forget the burglary. Let's just get back to love and being a family. But I don't think we ever had that. So it was really nothing to get back to. The love that me and my mom showed them was likely one-sided. No shade to your sister, no shade to you. But I don't know. Because we're peers, we're contemporaries, born 2 months apart, I think we did have love to get back to because we used to have fun on our own. We went to the club. Oh, it'll be in the cousins video. So I think we carved out joy that was exclusive to us, not just our family at large. So we did, in my mind, we did have something to, reunite with, some joy to reignite. It's how I explained it to people back then who said, "How could you forgive her? She stole from you, and then you never stole nothing from her." And what Shauna never had anything I wanted. And I wouldn't because I don't play with the fourth house. There's no shade to her. I don't play with no. Oh, let me tell you. Remember I told you after LiB cussed out my mom, literally out the house, cussed my mom out, and a lady who doesn't curse. Oh God, just the karmic retribution for that. Jesus Christ. But she doesn't curse anymore, allegedly, because the psychic reader was saying that alleged the destiny swap with my mom. You know how they say evil people don't believe in karma. That's how they have no conscience to do the things they do. You don't have to see us evil. I'm just saying what people say about, evil people. And then further metaphysical study is, oh, they do believe in karma. So they don't want the destiny or the evil deeds, misdeeds will grant them. They want the karma of good people, the people they call corny goody two shoes. Yeah, they want the appropriate destiny for people who score up good karma, who sow good seeds. And they have something called destiny swap. You can go on and look it up. As a Scorpion, I suggest you look it up. Scorpio rules karma, it rules transformation, Pluto. You know what I'm saying? I digress. And Mars, any abuse of Mars too, because Scorpio rules the sexual organs, the gonads. So Mars co-rules Scorpio with Pluto. So when people abuse Mars, they run the risk of reincarnating transgender. Oh, never mind. Oh Lord, I don't know. Never mind the metaphysical studies. What is Mars rules that area, right? Let me not even say where you can reincarnate as, Bob. When you abuse Mars, if you're beating kids, Mars rules violence and action. Mars is necessary to protect yourself. Self-protection. Mars is not in place to abuse. Mars spray pestilence too. Being that I'm melanin in the FBA, you may not believe me. No, you would, Allie, but there's a well-respected, there's some FBAs that's, if it ain't white, it ain't right. But there's a well-respected astrologer on YouTube with gray hair, Caucasian man, slim. His name escapes me. But he's respected. He's the one who said Mars splays pestilence. Mars rules males. Do you immature male? Allie, you got it. And when you study Mars, you're like, that's why men act like that. Women, we have Mars in our natal chart too. We have that placement, but we don't have as much testosterone as males, unless they get an inorganic, synthetic testosterone shots. I don't studs, but studs have natural masculine. Listen, if you're abusing women, you run the risk of reincarnating as a woman with her body parts, but yet still feeling like a man. There's no shade to studs. The studs I dated was like, I get it. But one I took, she was metaphysical. I never munched carpet. Oh, Jesus. Allie, not that you would care. But anywho, one I took with me to the metaphysical workshop. She was like, it makes sense. Because she feel like a man, but she was born with a vagina. And she was like, I don't even know what am I doing with a pussy. It doesn't make no sense. Pardon the French. I'm like, because in the past life, was you beating up women? And she's like, no, I would never harm women. I'm like, no, not now as a stud, which is clear, which is good because you're clearing karmic debt by not hitting women in this life. Anyway, but any abuse of Mars, like you're overdoing the Mars, abusing children, you could reincarnate as a midget, the height they were when you beat them up. What you're doing to others, you're doing to yourself. Each life writes a script for the next. But when your script is so distorted, it's not making... And Sevon, look him up, Allie. Sevon, what's his name? Oh. His channel is Understanding. He's dope. Libra, King of Hearts. Yeah. He speaks of, good and bad are necessary because there's negative and positive ions on the beach and in the air. Good and bad is necessary for balance. But he said then there's distorted, which is not even on the good and bad coin is that bad. You know what I mean? You're over, everything is bad. Here, Libra, too. Everything is about balance. So why are you overdoing the Mars? You know what I'm saying? Mars rules sports. You know how the Pistons was beating Jordan's ass out there? And I had a couple of friends who was a waitress who waited on Jordan back in the days. They was like, I don't like him. I'm like, he ain't tip. He tip, but he just, never mind. That's in another sports video. I don't know. But the way he was taking them licks and didn't even complain. You know what, Drake? You need to look at that Jordan video when the Pistons was whooping his ass out there. And he wasn't a sore loser. He was very graceful. Told the reporters, the Pistons played a good game. And we looking at the screen like, no, they beat your ass. What's wrong with you? Not beat as in points. They was preventing his ass from scoring and whooping his ass. Drake, please look at Michael Jordan, how he handled the Pistons. And he went in the locker and told his teammates, I got to get in the gym. Drake, well, who's your woman? Who's dating you? Oh, God, do you understand hip-hop? What are you doing? This is, I don't like light-skinned men, no shade to light-skinned, unless you red man. Certain light-skinned men get a pass. I'm sorry, sweet Jesus. Shout out to red man Aries. I'm saying, ruled by Mars, okay? But if I was Drake's woman, I'm Gen X, he ain't dating nobody's older, no shade, Drake, according to what Kendrick said. No, never mind. I'm too old for his taste. Probably too dark too. Okay. And I'm Big Mama. You don't date Big Mamas? But I don't date anyone. And my sister loved Drake. Oh, she's loyal. That's a whole nother video. Never mind. But he need to get a woman like, stop it. Stop what? A real Gen X woman, a sister. Why don't you stop this madness? Take him away to rent a cottage in the coast of France somewhere and heal him. This is hip hop. Your next album will be titled The Agony of Defeat. Do you even know what hip hop is? Lean into it. Follow Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Lean into it. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Alright. The agony, I would help him write his bars. That's hip hop. The Agony of Defeat. Talking about Iceman. The late Iceman, was it Iceberg Slim, the author? Well, he did the other Iceman, the Hitman. You think that the Hitman would agree with you cutting the food like this? Or, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Allie. The Scorpio rules the mob. Girl, listen in, child. Pluto rules the underworld, and Pluto rules Scorpio. Look up the Hitman documentary. I remember And I'm not violent, but when my tatas first got perky from my current husband, back when we were younger, what I'm saying? He's older than me, but he was younger then, and my pouch got moist for him. We were looking at that documentary, and like 6 college kids came over to him. He was in the hitman was in the back of his trunk. Look at it. He pulled over to the side, but never mind. But they was coming over to do God knows what, and they didn't succeed. I think it was 6. It was he was outnumbered, and he was older, and my current husband, never mind. But his reaction to that, I was like, mercy, because he's ice cold too. That's military law enforcement. That's loners. Don't fuck with loners. Leave them alone. Just sweet Jesus. Scorpions are loners too. Cousin, you a loner? Your Aries can be loners too, but Aries are leaders, so they're constantly looking for someone to lead. Scorpio is the desert scorpion. Shout out to Officer Tony. He my former co-worker colleague. He was telling me he a Libra. I'm saying, but he probably got Scorpio Mercury. I'm saying, but he was telling me, and I'm an astrologer. You know what I'm saying? But he was telling me it was the early 2000s, late 90s. He was telling me on post the desert scorpion. That's the one for the zodiac sign Scorpio. I'm thinking it's all Scorpions. I'm like, no, it's a water Scorpion. He said, no, desert. They are loners. The Scorpio is a loner. They only come out to mate. And if it ain't mating season and something, another Scorpio, anything, I don't give a shit, cross their goddamn fortress, they'll come out and fight to the death. That is the psychological thing with Scorpions. They could be a loner. Straight. Lord Jesus, I tell you, Lord. Oh, Gemini could, not loners, they're social butterflies. But they make peace with the devil. Even though quincunx, Gemini, Scorpios are quincunx, but Gemini, Hermes, went down there with Hades for the key. The key is at your neck, but you get it? Oh, Allie, we could build, girl. He had no fear going to ask Hades for that goddamn key, okay? That's a LiB. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So people are like, what is that Gemini Scorpio connection? That right there. You know what I'm saying? And they rule the crossroads. Robert Johnson. Never mind. Because they're trying to demonize Robert Johnson. That's our Ken Alley. Don't let them do it. Okay. Allegedly, part of my studies. Where was I at? LiB. I digress. Focus. How I done got all the way over here with the daggone Drake and Michael Jordan? Was the topic sore loser? He don't understand hip hop. And I'm not saying I'm a grand rapper, but I was married to a music producer. Does Drake have a girlfriend? Just stop it. And does he even understand? He's a Scorpio, but he's biracial. No shade to Caucasoids. I don't know. But I'm saying, does he understand? And Lauryn Hill did it. And he has Lauryn Hill on stage. I think that's political. Bell Boogie, we know better, okay? But if he's seen her stand up when she has, not stand up, her lecture, when she's wearing the orange striped tank polo shirt, she says life is like she's doing the peaks and valley with her finger, her Jupiter finger. Go away. Honor the reprieve. Honor the space. Give Pluto a chance to transform you. Reinvent yourself. This is not hip hop what he's doing. My album would be the agony of defeat. I would help him write it. I'm a Kendrick fan. I love Kendrick. That's my baby. I wouldn't be. This is crazy. Are you gonna win by a lawsuit? That's not hip hop. Just sweet Jesus. But he has that Leo ascendant. Leo rules the ego. He's experiencing an ego death that he's clawing at the damn chalkboard to prevent. When you're a Scorpio, go ahead and let it die and rise like the Phoenix, but you got to be FBA to get that. Oh, shout out to the dope FBAs. Divine, no, you know what's hip hop, Alley? Shout out to Cordy. Because he's like, I don't know, it was something with us. I'm like, what is all this hate about? He said, it's something unique about us. Because I'm like, well, it's like they like the apples, but don't like the tree or the roots the apple came from. He said they love the apples, but they hate that they love the apples. Cordy's dope. He's the president, the president of hip hop. Corbin, I love you, baby. But he says, how you put it? I digress. But hip hop is what the Hudson River had to do because they built the Twin Towers. Twin Towers is Gemini. Never mind. Let me hush. What's going on? Allie, study that Gemini thing. I know we're in the age of Aquarius. The air signs is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. But Gemini rules all things middles in the middle of the year. I'm saying this, Al. You know why I'm saying this, okay? It's in the middle of the year. All things middle, midterms, middle. It's the messenger, okay? So Aquarius key phrase is I know. Gemini's I think. Libra's I balance. If we're in the age of I know and oppressors don't want anyone knowing truth, truth will come through messaging. That's Gemini. You get it? Oh hush. Gemini rules twins, siblings, the third house, neighbors. That's why if you don't twin in thoughts, if you don't twin in thought with your siblings, conflict. If you're not twinning and mirroring in thoughts with your neighbors, conflict. If they're immature, if you're emotionally mature, emotional intelligence. If you're emotionally mature and advanced soul, you can disagree and you'll be fine. You can agree to disagree. If it's based on topics that will cause no harm. But if the ego is fragile, it's harmed because you're disagreeing with it. If they were conceived in lust, this is psychology class professor said, you ain't got to agree, girl. No, whoever you ain't got to agree. If you were conceived in lust instead of love, pure love, media love, LUV, acronym. If you were conceived in real love, you are from the eternal plane. Your sentiment is eternal. Love is eternal. Is the first and last and forever emotion. If you're conceived in lust or a quickie, as the professor said, you're impatient. You're restless. You're neurotic. Narcissism. Uh, but if you have a surplus of melanin, which is carbon, 6 on the periodic, you see Drake with that 6. 6, Venus rules 6, and an inverted 9 is ruled by Mars. Mars and Venus. Oh Lord, Allie, get in, girl. 6. Look up 6 on the periodic table of elements. 6 is carbon. C is a 3. ABC is literally 1, 2, 3. The code. Fon Sevon's book, The Code. He was giving it out free. I don't know if he's still doing it, Jeff. In that book, he says ABC is literally 1, 2, 3. You think Jackson 5 just singing to us, child? But anywho, you know what said Jackson 5 was a gimmick, you're jealous at? So all the boy bands that came after Jackson 5, Caucasoid ones, was that New Kids on the Block? Are you calling them a gimmick too? Do you see the legacy envy? Just and then the Jacksons are FBA. Does this happen to non-FBAs? Do they have a Michael Jackson anywhere else on the planet? Never did and never will. Allie, watch how they talk about FBAs. Just go on. You be like, what do they focus on us for? Oh, and Isabel Minton. She's South African. She throw bones. She said, she's saying this now. She's South African, born and raised. She started doing readings for FBAs, and she was like, y'all very unique people. Oh, this is what I'm trying to tell Cordy. And we don't know it because we're just trying to survive and live our life. The hate is based on what the Hudson River did with its strong currents because they built the Twin Towers. I know you're like, girl, what is this? The Die Hard movie for? We got to figure out these riddles. You're Scorpio. It'll tell you like, oh shit. That's what the hate is about. Look at Marriage Boot Camp. When Jim Jones lost his oar and what he started doing, that little rowboat thingy, that's hip hop. What the Hudson River currents are doing because they built the towers, that's hip hop. Cordy, I got to send this video to Cordy at a time stamping so he'll know what fast food he knows I'm eccentric. He probably smoke his cigars and listen to me drinking cognac one night. Shout out to Cordy. But anyway, what videos? Oh, this is LiB. Forgive me, y'all. Oh, I'm the fatigue. I put the FAT in fatigue, don't I? Anyway, but oh Lord, where was I? Oh, she got sick, so I wrote a letter. She moved to Long Island. She got married to a Taurus, so they moved on a beautiful home. I wrote a letter letting her know, because me and your sister back in community, and you were there when we had moved to PA, but we came back for a Labor Day barbecue, birthday party for my niece. And I don't know, you probably had your sister's side of that. What happened with that? That's for the cousins video. I'll get to that cousins video. Stay with LiB. Oh God, I want to. Lord Jesus, time ticking. I wrote the letter to LiB, letting her know, same with your cousin. Never mind the burglary. I still love you. Mommy told me what happened with, the disease. I love you, because I didn't want anything to happen where she make the exit out of her husk, and she thinks I don't love her based on the burglary. I know my friends was like, you foolish. She don't care about your love. She hates your guts. I'm like, I don't think she hates me, but then she finally said it in 2003. I'm like, oh Lord, everybody was right. Psychics, homegirls, everybody. I'm like, I don't know. I was in denial. I'm like, I don't think she hates me. Mean spirited, feral, catty, foul. Um, just that. Yeah, yeah. I think that's hate. They was like, yes, we do, and not like hate, like say, oh yeah, she hating on you. The overused term hater. It's overused because I guess there's so much of that foul energy on the planet. Sweet Jesus, Lord. Global healing to all is in order. Oh, jeez. So I wrote a letter by hand. I love you. I don't think the burglary stopped my love for you. All kinds of sappy foolishness that don't mean a hill of beans to a mind like hers. And I thought that would be it. But she wrote back. So I'm thinking this is the early 2000s because you still was in Long Island. Nice house out there. And then she wrote back, but it went to mommy's house. I had my own place at the time. And she didn't have the address, which I'm shocked mommy didn't give out the address then, okay? Oh, mama, I love you. But I know, mama, you were, according to my readings, you were under spells. hmm And as a Christian, I don't think you would practice what I practice to sort of put up some guardrails with that type of stuff, allegedly. Okay. Um. So, what about to say? What about to say? Oh yeah. So, man, my brother read the letter to me over the phone, and it was so beautiful. It was so poignant and beautiful. Like my mom, she has beautiful penmanship. He was like, she write pretty. I'm like, well, she looked up to our mom. She probably hate I'm saying this. She was say your penmanship is your penmanship. I wasn't trying to mirror her penmanship. According to the psychics and the life insurance policy. Okay, new topic. Allegedly, yeah. Legal department, allegedly throughout. Just this thing is peppered with allegedly. It's okay. All right, so that's legal. Seventh house, okay. Ninth house, sorry. All right, so I felt beautiful about that and things of that nature. Then I had a homegirl from Suffolk County. Shout out to Rue. Me and Rue's excommunicated too, but that's part of Connex. You get it? I'll save the Rue thing for the Friends video. So I was chilling with her, Rue in Suffolk County, chilling. That's where she's from, and I was like, I had the letter in my purse, and I showed her the letter. I'm like, in the return address. I'm like, you know where this is at? She was like, girl, this is up the block. I'm like, from where we at right now? She was like, yeah, who is this? I'm like, that's my mother's half sister. She was like, you mean your aunt? She started chuckling. I'm like, yeah. She's sick. I want to visit her, but I want to call first because she's a Virgo, and you should always call Virgos before. You should call everybody before you visit them. You don't just pop up like that and da 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 da. She's the powder keg. I don't Plus, I was raised to call first. Mommy always say, when you find yourself in a pickle, always ask yourself, are you there by green light, municipality right, green light, municipality right, invite. What was the one? It was another one. Green light, municipality right, invite. What was the other one? Mama, what's the other one? I think it's four. Well, green light is you have that type of standing, carte blanche. It's a rapport you and that friend or family member. Y'all just pop up on each other and it's sweet. Like in teenagehood, when you visit your homegirls, you visit you, no one calls, you just pop up. It's usually reserved for teenagehood though, because once you get grown and you live with your husband or your kids, no, you don't just pop up as an emergency. Your car broke down outside. So as an adult, it's a courtesy. You call first and see if what I'm saying. What was it? Green light. That was that one. Municipality right. You're in a public. Corporate right. You're at work. You're at a job. Did I cover them? Anyway, but just ask yourself, how did I get here and why am I here? Do you have a right to be there? So, calling, I don't think I had the green light. We've been excommunicated 10 years. But I knew mommy was back in touch with her because mommy was loaning her the car. Mommy had, two cars, two Nissans, adorable. And she was, One was supposed to be for me. My sister started driving and she got her license. You know, I had my learner's permit since high school and I renewed every 5 years. Funny as hell. I was scared of the road test. No. Parallel parking, just never mind. So my sister got her license before me, so she just started driving it. And but you know, she's young. Was she gonna tell mommy, oh, don't loan it to your sister? You know, no, you don't pay the car note for this. I can loan to her if I want to. My sister would say that with her Leo moon. She surely would. But mom's like, no, I pay the bills. I pay the bills for it. I pay the cost to be the boss. What do you, huh? So she would loan it to her sister in Long Island because she was in the basement at this time. She was going through marital problems with her hubby. So that's another reason I wanted to call first. And then I was trying to get it. This is before I had a cell phone. So maybe I'll go with the late 90s because it looked like I got a cell phone in the early 2000s. It was on Queens Boulevard. They had a 2 for 1 special. Yeah, it's got to be, I don't know, late 90s. I don't know. I didn't have a cell phone. But did Rue have a cell phone? She did. She had a house phone too because we're nearby. But I didn't know the number and I couldn't get a hold of my mom to get the number. And Rue, a Gemini, fun loving, spontaneity. She was like, come on, what's the worst that could happen? She just don't open the door. I'm like, but that Virgo's a powder keg. I don't want to relive a cursing out on the stoop again. I'm not pregnant now, but who wants to relive that? And Long Island, and then Rue was like, no, this is a nice neighborhood. She not about to be ghetto and banshee in this area. No, no, no. She's not gonna come outside and cut you out. Not here. Maybe South Jamaica Queens on a stoop cussing out. That may be normal for that. That locale. I'm paraphrasing you, Rue. But over here, no, no. The taxes we pay, Long Island taxes. I'm like, all right, girl. So Rue took me over there. I'm nervous as hell because I didn't call first. But the letter, again, she got my letter. I got her letter. The letter is telling me it should be okay to, because my point is, I love you. I loved ED, loved you. And I don't want you to think the burglary stopped my love. I know to stay away from living with family or anyone else, Jesus Christ. That's the lesson to learn. Do not rent from, well, they said business and family. Biggie said it. Business and blood don't mix like two. Oh, mercy. Shout out. I shade Biggie. Friendship in businesses is can be hairy as well. Because business is 10th house, friendship is 11th house, and family is the 4th house, which opposes the 10th house. Ali, you must already know this, but part of my astro speaking spills out like Ricky Ricardo's Spanish spills out of him when he's being hyperbolic, and I'm hyperbolic all day. But oh, sweet Jesus. And I can be calm and quiet too with the 7 in me. I'm 7 saturated. I digress. But anyway, so we get there and I'm sitting in Rukia's passenger side. She was like, you gonna get out and ring the doorbell? I'm like, no. She was like, you made me drive, you're not gonna do it. I'm like, no. Gemini, well, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, oh god. Rukia, what I said, did I say her whole name? Oh god, Jesus. Oh. Well, how many Rukias could be out? Is it a unique name? Oh. What's her middle name? Yeah, y'all won't find her. I don't think. Ru, I love you, girl. They ain't gonna find you your middle name. You don't put your middle name on social media, do you know? Last I checked, you use your first name. Never mind. Anyway, so she got out and went to go ring the doorbell, and I'm worried for her. I'm like, was she powder keg Rue? Oh God, I don't know. Rue had such a sense of humor though. Her Gemini self, she probably wouldn't sweat it if she got powder kegs, screamed on. But she swore to me she wouldn't act like that banshee ghetto and. Not to call her banshee and ghetto, but that yelling and cussing in camera. She said that neighborhood is too nice for that. She's not going to do that. And she know Long Island better than I do. She's a native of Long Island. So, and she didn't. She opened the door and she was like, hi, I'm friends with Nandy. She's out in the car. She's scared to come over. And I heard her voice like, oh my goodness, my niece. And she was like, yeah, she's out. She's outside. Yeah, she's in my car. So it was sounding wonderful. So she got out. She had a pretty black dress, but it was a nice day. And I'm thinking, why is she wearing that black dress? That's LiB, Lady in Black. Yeah, no. Tosh, you hearing this? Yeah, that's what it stands for. Why am I saying what it stands for? Anyway, but it was just a pretty dress, conservative, a serious pretty black dress. But I thought the weather was too nice for it. None of my beeswax. But I'm analytical and she's very critical. Virgo, very critical. But I think because I looked up to her, I analyze everything. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Virgo's key phrase is I analyze. And boy, do I analyze. But anyway, but I'm thinking this, and then she got out and, she was she got out the door and was walking towards the car and telling me, get out. And I got out, and I'm still trepidation because it's been 10 years since I seen or spoke to her. No, but I did those, aside from the inserts of her calling the house to cuss me out, tell me to stay away from her son. Because after the baby was born, our baby, the prince, baby daddy invite me over with his homeboys in the music room, and my cousin sitting there, and I would take one look at my cousin and gather up my baby and get up out the door so fast. And Mickey chased me like, "Where you going? I want to see my son." No, no, you didn't. What you invite us here for? We're him here. So keep in mind, I kept her ordinance and not saying anything to her son, but somehow he must still go home and tell his mom, "Oh, Andy seen me and spazzed out on Mickey and da 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 da." Which I'm allowed to spaz out on my baby daddy if I want to. I still didn't say anything to you. But, I guess he knows it's because he's there, and that will give his mom a prompt to call and cuss me out. Don't say nothing to my son. I'm like, but I didn't. Technically, I didn't. When you see my son, you ain't got shit to say. She's repeating that, stammering and stuttering with the cussing with. And when he would get upset, the son, he would stutter too. Sometimes he stuttered when he wasn't upset. As a little girl, I'm like, is stuttering hereditary? I didn't know the term DNA back then, but anyway. So aside from those calls in the interim of the 10 years telling me not to speak to her son, nothing. And Mickey invited me to a party, one you got to get a babysitter for, where he DJ'd. This is in Bayside, Queens, and Rosin Power Burger. Love you so much. But this is in Bayside, Queens, and Media Burger. Oh, Burger, so much fun. That was our Biggie. When Biggie came out, we were all looking at Burger. He said, "Burger, don't be depressed. Don't." He just didn't want to rap no more. Not that the competitive edge, but that big black, charming, charismatic guy that can rhyme has already been filled. Biggie Smalls from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm parched. Hold on. Hold y'all. Let me get us some water. Sorry, this is seasonal allergies. Anyway, went to that party, honoring her ordinance not to speak to her son. Had a good time. I went with my friend from Brooklyn. Peace out to Chuck. Chuck, how you doing, baby? Happy belated birthday, Chuck. Today is August 22nd, 2025. So I know you just had a birthday. You Leo King, you. Photography. You still do the photography. You never know. Chuck making this video. I don't know. But anyway, so me and Chuck Brooklyn. So we going to the car. I think Mickey's invited me, and he's like, "How you getting home?" I'm like, "Chuck is going to take me home," and I'm leaving. And I walked past a group of guys, my cousin's in the midst, and he just started cussing and screaming, similar to when his mama would get into it with chicks in the street, and he don't want to hit a girl, but he's, swinging and punching at the air and cussing and yelling, like, "I don't want to hit you, but I'd be damned if you hit my mama," because it's just words. She's just going, having a wordy war with the young lady. And then, that'd be her cue to exit the young lady, from arguing with her to go, calm her son down. And that sort of, get things calmed down, settled down, thank goodness. So he's not swinging at the air, but he's in that frenzy of cussing. And I'm, silly me, I'm thinking, "Oh, Lord, who's he talking to? What's going on?" And then I'm looking like, "Oh, my God, he's talking at me. Not to me, but at me." And I'm looking at him like, "Did you not get the memo your mama told?" First I'm thinking, I'm a nobody to y'all. So what do you care if I don't speak to you? And my brother said he saw y'all on Sufton Boulevard and y'all didn't talk to him. So wait a minute. You can see one cousin and not talk. Then you see another cousin and she don't talk to you, honoring your mother's orders. And you having a spaz attack? I know he's a teenager, but I'm still like, make it. As I had logical sense as a teenager, and then if you rap and you pulling logic from somewhere to write your bars, so I'm standing there staring at him in shock, like, "Did you not get the memo? Your mama told me not to talk to you." Because I'm a friendly person by nature. I have no reason to give the collective hi to the group, and I said hi to all the other rappers. I'm like, what? And then ex-hubby walked over and told him to shut the F up, and he's yelling it on repeated repetition mode. And ex-hubby short, this cousin tall. So I'm like, "Oh God, if he hits my baby daddy." But I think the other rappers would have jumped in because you ain't You ain't beating up our producer, goddamn you. What the hell you doing? You get free beats and shit. You not fucking with him. The rappers would defend him too. There was love. I'm like, is it because they get free music? He was like, no, they love me. It ain't free. When we get a deal, I get my money on the back end. No, never mind the '90s, y'all, with the music. It's being the hubby's video. Whew. So, and Chuck runs to the car to get the burner. I mean, it must be that Brooklynish. I don't know. I want to say to defend me, but I hear KRS words in my his rhymes in my ear. I forget the song. KRS one says you're shooting your cousin, you're bugging. What's that bar in KRS one song where he speaks to the cousin? You're bugging. KRS one so dope. I can't think of the song, but not the whole song. Just that bar I heard when Chuck is running to the car. So I'm like, this is not good. It's not good. It's Brooklyn. That's where he's from. But I go to the car, Chuck. Oh, everything is fine. We can just go. He was like, "What was that? What was all that? What the fuck was that? He cussing out girls?" I'm like, "That's my mother's half sister, firstborn." Of course, he's behind the driver's seat. Like, what? Chuck. I explained to Chuck what it was on the way to him dropping me off, where he went back to Brooklyn. Thank God. Because do you see how things could spiral out of control when people don't know the whole story? And then like, Chuck was still like, well, why is he mad at you if they robbed your house? I'm like, I don't know. You would think I robbed him. I have no idea. I have no idea. But to his credit, when I was by the horseshoe in Soundview, the Bronx, we was picking up his sister. This is going to the Poconos, to Shauna's house. Y'all house. We was going down to visit and we was picking up, what's her name in the book? Joni. We was picking up Joni and her new baby. Her baby birthday, I think it's coming up the 24th. Yeah, so we was picking up the baby. Well, she was a baby then. God, she must be grown by now, Lord. And he, I say this for the cousins video, but he hugged me. We're not a hugging family. And I couldn't, the hug was almost as if he was apologizing either for spazzing on me or for the robbery. I don't know. He's a warm it just, I was like, he truly is a Cancer. Because in the car with Chuck, I was like, I can't believe he's a Cancer. Maybe he got a Leo Mercury. But you know, Cancers are loyal to their mom. It's a mother sign. I don't know. Of course, Chuck is giving me the blank expression. As soon as my astrology started with Astro Babble. That's the title of my book, y'all. Astro Babble. You know, but as soon as I start with the astrology stuff, I get the blank. I don't give a shit about the blank glare anymore. I give a goddamn First Amendment, goddamn it. But anyway, and it is what it is. He okay empaths and Ashe. So I don't know, that hug. That'll be in the cousins video. But any event, so back to Rukia and Long Island. So she came in. She was like, "This house is fat. You seen the bathroom?" I'm like, "No, I didn't go in a beautiful home, marble bathroom." It just. And then soon, Lib was like, "I don't like people using my bathroom." I guess she wanted her to go to the basement for the bathroom. Little did Lib know, soon she would have been, and that was nice down there too. But soon she was to be in the basement when her and her hubby broke up. Split up according to what she told me and what I saw. But I know some things are best for their own memoir. But just to tell you how the cold air was coming on soon, Rukia felt it too. Like, oh Lord, I went to the wrong bathroom. Yeah, I explained as much as I could once me and Rukia got back in her truck. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, oh God, the fun I had with Rue Burger. Hi, Ruby. Hey, girl. Anyway, so communication is back activated with Lib and me. I have my own place though, but her and mommy again, the communication is back on. Not with Margot. I'll get to more of that with Margot's video. And yeah. So soon, okay, oh God, 1 hour left. Soon, let me expedite this best way I can. Yeah, soon the communication is on. We're on the phone and things of that nature together. Like old times, me and Lib on the phone talking and things of that nature. And then she asked me to come with her to Vegas, the Black Caucus convention. I had just gotten back from New Orleans, a food tour. Oh God, I'm such a foodie. I had fun. The guy who worked at the hotel, he was like, "Nah, you eating in a tourist area. That food is not all that, and it's expensive." I'm like, "I know it is. I'm running out of money." He was like, no, 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 shorty, shorty. I like that baby. I like that accent. One of my favorite accents, Nola. He's like, I take you to the hood. Food is better and much less expensive. Oh, shout out to you. Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is I spent a lot of money. I didn't have the money for no Vegas trip, and then I had also gotten back from the girls' trip to Mexico. I was working, that's what I miss about working vacations. But you save up for these things, you know what I mean? They're planned. This was a request out of nowhere. I'm like, well, when I ain't got no money, and I'm like, and plus I gotta work, and then I made the mistake because she know about the union. She went to school for this stuff. I'm telling her what I was going through at the job. Can she come up to one of my hearings? I'm thinking it's me and Auntie. We're back cool again. Oh God, I was a fool. My psychic reading showed me I was a damn fool. Thinking it was never, according to the readings, it was never ever love from her. And she used to say things when we reunited. Love isn't love till you give it away. Now, Allie, keep in mind when you're a kid, whoever you look up to, you hang on to their word. That can go into adulthood because she's going to call me a liar. But just do your own psychological research. You may even know from you being a kid, whomever you looked up to as a kid, you hang on to their every word as if they're a celebrity. Some celebrities will forget the lyrics of their song, but you'll remember them. I've seen it. Yeah, and certain interviews, a celebrity, they'll bring up an interview they did decades ago. I'm like, remember when you said this? They was like, no. They're like, okay, run the footage. And the celeb sitting there like, well, how would I remember that until you ran the footage? It's again, if you look up to someone, you hang on to their every word. Okay, an astrologist, her sun is in the first house, so she's fire. Aries rules the first house. She's the earth sign, but fire pushes out. She's alpha, so she's in the mode of always pushing out data, pushing out, projecting her ideologies on you, and God knows what else. So she'll yell liar, and the good news is, LiB, people will believe you. They will believe an Omarosa Nini type before they believe a Sinclair Rose Nolling type. And I'm fine with it. It is what it is. So no need to fret and get mad. They will believe you over me. They just will. They will. And especially if they scared of you, they'll believe you. Anyway, so I'm on the phone. And I'm like, my money and da 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 da. I don't even have any money to travel. Mexico and Vegas and I'm not Vegas, Mexico and New Orleans. I just don't. Which is the truth. I got no money to travel. Plus, I can't take off from work. And she goes, "You seem to take off any other time." I'm like, "Oh God, I told her too much about my job." Then she was at the hearing. They wouldn't let her sit. She had to wait outside. I'm like, "Do y'all know who this is?" She knows the union laws and da da da. That's why they didn't want her in on the meeting. They didn't want me having that type of backup. Well, would it have been backup at all? But she did speak to the union. One of the sisters that worked at the union paid dues to a Sagittarius. She told her, I believe you're in collusion with this, and I was like, oh wow, she's taking up for me, cool. And she took up for me once on the train. Yeah, it wasn't all bad with LiB with certain aspects, but she hate my guts. According to the psychic, she always did. She thought I replaced her for the affections from my mom. Then she flipped that I'm jealous of her goddaughters. Oh, that's another thing. Back to 1990 briefly. When your sister was following me on my heels, they asked me why I put Maisha in it. When I don't even think about him, to put him in anything. I'm like, huh? Oh, God. Ugh. What is it in quotes exactly that I allegedly put him in? What is this? Any discrepancies between Margot and my mom, because mom wanted her to get a Section 8 tenant and she didn't want to get one? What kind of topic or subject matter is that to put Maisha into? It didn't even make sense. But I tell you, she's so powerful. LiB is so powerfully persuasive, and your sister is smart. We're all academics in that respect. Your sister is smart, but I don't know, between hypnosis and sorcery, God knows what allegedly, I don't know. I'm like, well, and you can see your sister processing it. Like, yeah, well, what is it to put him into? It doesn't even make sense. But she knew your sister loved her new husband, and she got to get her riled up to hate on me. So let me just say, yeah, she insulted his complexion too. When I have nothing against light skinned guys, I don't date them with my cup of tea. No shit, unless you red man. Oh gosh, who else is light skinned that was? good looking back then. I digress. Um, Shimon had it bad. Her red man too. Lord Jesus. Method man too, but we don't deem Method man light skin. He's light. He butterscotch. We don't deem him high yellow light skin. You know what I'm saying? I digress. Where was I, Lord? Okay, Vegas. The power of persuasion. Here we go. She goes, well, you can just borrow the money from your mom. She's loaning me money to go. Well, that's another thing. Newly excommunicated 10 years, and you back in our life seeking should I call them reparations? Because to her credit, she paid us back, me and mommy. But asking everybody, even Mickey, my baby daddy, and wanting his phone number. And I'm like, well, he just paid rent. I'm trying to, wiggle him out of the loop. Well, he just paid rent. I don't think he got it. She said, what's his phone number? Let me ask. I can ask him for myself. When I tell you alpha bold, alpha cold, alpha bold, alpha cold, I'm like, she spoke to Mickey in so long. People you hadn't spoken to in 10 years, and you're coming back asking for money. But again, to her credit, well, most of us said no because she was asking for hundreds of dollars in loan. But she swore when she got her pension money, she would pay us back, and she did. But when I gave her the amount, it was under 200, but above 100. That's all I could spare. What I had bills to pay. They need not be late. I know I'm always tardy, but Jesus Christ, they don't let the bills be tardy all the time too. There's late fees and shit. Okay, so when I gave her the cash, she was like, "Oh, I thought you said 400." I'm like, "You thought I said that?" I never have 400 lump sum unless it's rent and that goes right into a money order to go to the landlord. I don't have never had that kind of amount to spare. I couldn't have said 400. And I'm thinking she asking somebody else for $400. You might as well say 400,000. I don't have $400 now. In 2025. Okay, so what was that? 2022? I mean 2002. No, 2002. Was that 2002? Was it 2001? No, 2001 I had my own place. It felt like I had my own place with the Vegas trip I did. And I had my own place with 9/11. I'm in my own place. Where were you when 9/11 happened, Allie? I had the day off. Could you imagine? And the next day I had a hearing with the captain and the sergeant and the lieutenant because I was always late and absent. So the first thing about 9/11, I did call and I was like, y'all need, y'all need volunteers and da da da. Let me call it. Let me ask the captain. I'll call you back. Ashe, Sergeant Rudy made the transition. I love him. Oh, he used to drive me to school when I went to school in the Bronx and not take money. He said, no, because I live right here. What's that, Lehman? What college of the Lehman? Someplace I was taking a class, CRT. He said, if I live far away, then I would take the gas money. But I live right here. Got to come home anyway. I'm just a good guy. I was so hurt when I heard he passed. Jesus Christ. Just good people. Just we need all the good people here we can get. Oh, God, good guy. But, now how did I think about Sergeant Rudy? I don't know. Was he at the hearing? I don't know. But I'm thinking about them because on the phone they was like, don't think tell her the hearing is still taking place tomorrow. I'm on the phone like, okay. But in any event, I'm setting these dates to help me remember I had my own place before I had to move back to mommy house. Because I got suspended, couldn't pay the rent because of tardiness. I need to do a video on vocations, my jobs alone. Jesus. I started a book on it though, all the jobs I had. It's just because that's like a whole book in of itself, all the places I've worked. You ever thought about that? Just a book like these, a book named Vocations. You know what I'm saying? Nandy's Vocations with no vacation. I digress. So I was on the phone with her. No, this was in person, so I gave her the money in. Oh, Vegas. I get to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas. Yeah, Vegas. I relented. No, not yet. Because I had my tummy sank. Trust your hunches. Trust your intuition. I started feeling queasy. I'm like, we just reconnected recently. Should I be on vacation with her? And I just got back from vacations. She knew my steeds were taking off from work. I was the queen mama at a strip, allegedly. The queen mother at the queen. I didn't know queen mothers got tips, but I fell into that. My friend, his girls bartend, And he was like, "Come with us to the strip place, strip, not a strip club. Never mind. Come to with us to the stripper place." And when she goes to use the bathroom, things like that, you can mix the drinks. Cause I don't know. I went to bartending school, Allie. I know. Just me and my see vocations. You know that. And you can handle her bar when she has to step away, get a break. And I'm like, sure, okay, cool. You know, I'm giving some extra bread, allegedly extra bread. Um, but I saw the guy who worked at the traffic, Virgo in traffic. He's about to fight. I'm like, this person's not worth your. I didn't even know him, but I got out and went in the middle of the street. No, don't risk your pension for this. A big old black guy. This is so cool. But he was there at the strip place. I'm like, oh my goodness. So we was seeing like, you know, you smoke. Never mind. It'll be in the memoir. But how am I on a strip club? Oh, I started becoming the queen mother because the strippers will tip you. Because the guys start touching now. Bouncers don't let you touch. But they get into fights and gunplay with men blocking men. But I would block them gently, like, let her dance. The body is art. Don't you want to see the beauty of dance? And I was doing it gently. I'm not a combatant. And I don't be messing with testosterone, okay? I went to biology class. And if estrogen and testosterone don't fight in the body, males and females have no business fighting, okay? Period, okay? Well, defend yourself the best way you can if it's, you know, danger like that. But I'm saying to you, I would gently push them back. No, don't touch her. Let her dance. Let her be. Whew. And then go sit back down and talk to the Virgo. It was so cozy and sexy up in there. And then the owner of the house, oh Lord, see, I don't know. Well, this is statute of limitations. Huh? But never mind, allegedly, I plead the fifth. Lib called me a liar. Mm-hmm. If Lib say this is all lies, believe Lib to the legal departments. Okay, now, anyway, and it's not slander, defamation. Names are changed. Okay, and believe Lib. Okay, you notice how haters believe who they want to believe when it's convenient for their belief system. And I digress. So I sit back down, and then something else happened, and I get no, don't do that. No, King, don't do that. No, you know. So the owner of the party, the production, the house, he liked that. Okay, I think these are COs and cops themselves. Allegedly, they got to be retired by now. Was that over 20 years ago? Well, statute of limitations imported. Okay, so he liked my style. Well, can you do this? Can you come back? And I'm saying like, do what, bartend? No. Can you just help security? I'm like, help security? What? The point of the matter is the money was quite good, and it's not just what he's giving me. The girls are tipping you. I'm like, I don't understand. What is this? Well, you're the queen. You're the queen mother. You're the house mother. House mother. That's the term. You're the house mother. I'm like, I am. And then I'm big, big mama. That just it was the most fun I've ever had in my adult life. Well, some of the most fun. Now, how am I on this topic? And this is Liv's video. Oh, that's how it became true in that work. Who needs to go to work when you're getting paid? You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, lies. Lib says it's lies. Lib done said these are lies. Okay. So Sergeant Rudy would be like, yo, T, you got your checks are in the safe. The safe is tall as him. You got an big old thick door. I wonder if they still got that safe. I heard they moved out that building. Never mind. Allegedly. I'm like, I got checks in the safe. I was to get my checks. To the city of New York checks. They done tax it up crazy, child. Oh, God, the good old days. I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm looking at the checks like, oh. And he's like, how are you surviving? Sergeant Rudy, Scorpio himself. How are you surviving? Oh, yeah. Back at my mom's, never mind. Back to Lib. The point is that they didn't terminate me. They said resign before we terminate you. She was trying to allegedly help me save my job, and never mind. So in that, her helping me with the union meetings, I felt sort of obligated to go to Vegas. And not only that, I didn't want her to know that or think that I'm still holding a grudge about 1990s burglary. Mommy loaned us the money to travel. And I was gambling. So I'm like, oh, I've never been to Vegas. So I'm trying to look at the silver lining. I can always gamble. I met a pit boss while I was there. Never mind. Oh, Lord, just stay on topic with Lib, girl. I guess escaping her tyranny is why I'm, vacillating or going off on different tangent topics because it escapes her. Then and now, the pit boss helped me escape her. I didn't go to all the things the caucus held. There had been a little grand dinner at the end. There was a hair in the food. A pretty chocolate sister sat to my left, and Lib was telling her, oh, you can get a new plate. But that sister was like, I know. Like shut her down. Like don't tell me what to do. And I was looking at her like, you talking to Lib like that? I was stunned. Oh, talking about the people who didn't seem scared of her, in my opinion. A Spanish guy. I treated her and her youngest daughter Q to lunch at Sharks Bar. I loved the honey chicken they had there, and they made the amaretto. As a bartender, you sit and kick it with bartenders. They make the best amaretto colada that didn't taste syrupy sweet. Do you know how sweet amaretto is? I would never mix that as a colada because the Coco Lopez is sweet. So, but it was good. I will always say add lime juice to the blender, not that sweet lime rosa. Squeeze lime in that blender because it's just too daggone sweet. But they didn't even have to do that for this drink. It was perfect. I'm like, well, how did I do that? So I'm at the bar. We already ordered. So I went to the bar to talk to the bartender. Well, the restaurant wasn't that crowded in this moment. Oh, before we get in a restaurant, she had a pretty, Lib had a pretty hunter green car back then. Beautiful green. She found a parking space. So she thought it was a free space. Maybe it was. I don't know. But a chubby Spanish guy tapped on her window. He'll give you like Fat Joe the rapper tease, the size of Fat Joe now, not Fat Joe when he was Fat Joe, not that size. But he was serious. He was like, "Oh, this is my space." He tapped on her window, saying this. Keep this in mind. I don't. Do I have to do a fourth video, Jesus? But keep this in mind for this moment. And to Lib's credit, she brought back. She was like, I didn't see you waiting for this space. I didn't see this. Where was Sharks Bar, near Columbus Avenue? I don't. She said I didn't see anybody wait in the city. The food was good. They shut down. They closed down though. We used to go the old time. Me and my homegirls. Oh gosh, boy did I know them bartenders and the drinks. Oh god, we had. Oh god, Sharks Bar. Shout out to the Sharks Bar. So she's telling him, I didn't see you waiting because usually you can see if a car is waiting for a space. She was like, I didn't see you waiting for a space. He was like, well, I was parked up there. He pointing ahead of the block, because I guess you can't double park on a busy street like that. He said I was parked up there in a no parking zone, and I was waiting for this. And then, I don't know what he was saying, but we was like, well, if you're parked up there, how would we know you're waiting for a space back here? I didn't say it, but I'm thinking it. But she's saying it. He was like, all I know is if this car is still here by the time I get back, well, he said this car better not be here when I get back. So he goes up to get in his car, and I'm like, just move, because I don't know if he's gonna break a window. I don't know what he's gonna do, spray paint. I don't know. So I'm just telling her, just move, because you don't want to ruin your car and da 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 da. And then she was like, I don't care. I got car insurance. What the car insurance is for? I'm not moving. I'm like, just please, let's just move. Just because this guy looked very serious, like he was really, really, with the shits, if the young people call it. She was like, And then her daughter Q says, Ma, I'm not fighting. And I don't blame her. I'm not fighting. She didn't say, did she say I'm not fighting no man or I'm not fighting? It sounded like she said male or man. I don't know, but she just was like, I'm not fighting. And now she's in the passenger seat. I'm in the back, but in the middle, like, scooched up, where I could look at both of them as they're talking. And I'm looking at her like, girl, if this man hit your mama, you're not jumping in? I'm a non-fighter. You hit my mama, I'm going to have to jump in. It's a man. You could be a female. You hit my mama. It's your mama. You got to jump in. I'm jumping in. She jumping in if he hit my auntie. So I'm looking like, I don't know if this is 2001 or 2002 year. I don't know. But it's early 2000s. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember if the towers fell. I can't remember. But it's just the early 2000s for sure. So Lib gets out the car and walks up to his car, and I'm out the car with her, following her, because I don't know if he's going to hit her. But Q, and I'm not saying nothing bad about Q, but she didn't come with us. She stayed in the car. I guess she has to watch, but we're in a legal space. So if you got to watch the space of the car, I don't know. But she stayed in the car, so I follow her. So, it's a support system. I'm not violent, but you never know what you got to be to, help your auntie. This is a guy. So she tapped on his window, and he gonna say, "Don't touch my car," and da da da. She was like, "Wait a minute, you just tapped on my car, you punk ass." And to her credit, she calling him names, punk ass. She called him about 55,000 punk asses on the way back to her car. And I'm still saying, let's just still move. I don't trust him. So she found another space, and we went to Sharks Bar and had a good time, somewhat of a good time. Because for me talking at the bar so long, This wasn't agreed upon. Now I had treated her and my sister to lunch at a restaurant across from Queen Center Mall during this reunion stint as well, brief reunion stint, and we did, but it was all agreed upon in my mind. We didn't. I work at a hospital. Did I just say that? Oh Jesus! But anyway, I worked with alcohol pads a lot, and I got that even before working there because my mama worked with alcohol swabs. I don't know, like mother like daughter in some aspects. So, I'm washing my hands, and you could go in the bathroom and wash your hands, but I had to go in the bathroom, I gotta use the bathroom. So I'm wiping my hands down and I'm getting ready to eat. And you use the fork and spoon and knife anyway, you're not touching the naked food with your naked hand. But just the idea of. So we're sharing each other's plates. One of those restaurants where they keep bringing meat over when you got the green thing up or the red thing to stop it. There's just too much meat after a while. But I remember sitting there and she said, look at your hands. I'm like, what? I just used alcohol swabs. She was like, no, no, not that. But you see how small your hands are? And to that moment, I used to get palmistry readings, yes, but to that moment, me, myself, I never studied my palms and hands. I'm looking at my hands like, I guess. She said, you shouldn't be that size. Your hands are too small for your size. Critical. Out of nowhere. And I'm like, where did that come from? We about to have lunch and I'm treating y'all? Oh, God. But I study astrology. Virgos can't help it, y'all. They're hypercritical, very judgmental, hypercritical. If you're a Virgo and you're not critical and judgmental, I'm not talking to you, okay? I'm not talking to you. But I'm just sitting there like, oh man, I guess we're in Virgo mode, oh Lord. So, back to Columbus Avenue Sharks Bar. I leave the bar from talking to the bartender with my amaretto colada, and all you like, why did you even leave your food? I didn't think that this would happen, and I'm in my 30s, grown. Sure enough, she was in my plate. But I'm grown. I guess if you're used to doing this, you little kids in your family, your niece. Maybe it's just something you're used to doing. And your niece get grown, you're still doing it. I don't know. But I was like, what's going on? Oh, we're gonna taste each other's food. We're gonna sample each other's stuff because we all had ordered three different dishes. So with your daughter, I'm sure she don't mind. She's your daughter, and maybe Q is a teenager at this point still. I don't know, but I just said knees and needles and pens. What did that Trixie Alice? Pens and needles. It's a happy girl who grins, or something I'm saying in my mind to get through the moment. And she's using utensils. She's not putting a naked finger on the food. So, but I just how about I didn't want to share my meal. I wanted the whole thing, and I didn't want to taste yours or your daughter's. I wanted my meal. I didn't want to sample. And I know we do it with our men. We go out with our man, and oh baby, let me taste that, and he tastes yours. But it's a romantic component. I don't know, but I felt sort of weirded out in that moment. But I don't want the powder keg to detonate. So I just sat down and had my food with their samples, and it was tasty. And you get through the moment, but not only that, I'm still like we're reunited. Everything is smooth. So I thought everything is cool. Well, so I thought. So that was that before moving in. It was another moment before I moved back to mommy's. We was at Lane Bryant on Queens Boulevard, getting that pretty green a car. And she bought some nice wool pants with the cuff at the bottom. Lane Bryant has some cute things back then. They still got cute stuff. It's been so long since I've been to Lane Bryant. Still big, but so long since I've been there. Do we still have Lane Bryant? Is that still? I'm gonna look it up their website when I get up because I'm curious. But anyway, so we were driving back to mommy's, and at the red light, she said, I hadn't spoken to my sister in 10 years. She said in a hostile tone, like that was somebody else's fault, namely me. Like I got power over, or I got to get to mommy. Yeah. Like they wouldn't let me have the power to initiate or sustain excommunication between them. If they assumed that I thought I had that power, they would show me otherwise, okay? And this is what I said to mommy about the wash machine, okay? Oh, God, I'll leave that one for the mama video. So, I looked at her, powder keg central, you got to be calm, eggshell walking. I said, well, mommy, not interviewed, Lord. She probably did that too with the church and everything. But mommy invited y'all, her and Margot, to her wedding in 91. She did. The green light, she's moving, we're rolling. Yeah. I wanted to say my brother made me boycott the wedding behind them invites. She excommunication for 10 years. That's not her idea. That next year in '91, she invited y'all to her wedding in the house. And oh, I don't know. I don't recall getting that invite. I don't recall getting that invite in the mail. And I just sat quietly. But I'm sitting there like, but this is before I got into narcissism, the word, what that is. I'm like, does she think the 10-year excommunication is somebody else's fault other than the burglary? What I don't know. But that would be me, because again, mommy forgave and forgot quick. She invited you to her wedding for corn's sake. What Lord, what in the twilight zone is going on here? So I wanted to import that with the LiB video for sure, because that bugged me out. These are bitter bookmarks that you will never forget if you're on, if you were me in that moment in the car. Okay, and then my little brother. Oh God, she'll come back in the siblings video. He was part of Nubian Gents. He was like, and she got that man fired, and he been working there 4 years and never had problems with anybody. And by this moment, I heard the word narcissism. I'm like, there's something called narcissism. But I said that for siblings video. Yeah, for the siblings video. But and she beat him up at 11. There's one thing about that when she beat him up, because she kept saying, and my daughters wanted to come out here, because at this time, because I'm like, but he's a little boy. They're grown women practically. Well, and that's the problem. How's he 11 years old talking like that? I'm like, these star seeds, these blue indigo, trying to infer that we're telling him to say this or something. Is that because maybe you told your daughter to call me as a teenager to say congratulations on the wedding we know she don't give a F about, or you? Then you ask for a picture, a baby picture of one of my, when my baby was born, and ex-husband gives it to her. I'm like, why would you give her a picture of my son? Well, they asked for it. I'm like, oh gosh. I went right to the Botanica. Uh-huh. Somebody asked for a picture of my baby that I know for certain she don't care nothing about my child. Oh, mommy, tell me more. What's going on? Get a reading. in the event. Oh Lord. Back to that moment. I'll get more in the details when she beat him up. She's telling me this, not him. Matter of fact, after the beatdown, I came over. I must have my own place again because I wasn't there yet. I came over because mommy said the church was having dinners, and I'm like, well, a certain church mother's cooking. I know food gonna be good. Okay, they're gonna have that pound cake. Mama, I'll be right over. So we drive into the church, and everybody felt normal. Everything felt fine. They seemed happy. But we on our way to food. Why wouldn't we be happy? But it was no indicator that something horrible happened that morning. Mommy had the van. We get to the church. Mommy, they pile out of the van. My phone ring. Now I have a cell phone. I pick up the phone. Hi, I see it's her. And she was like, they told you what happened? Because at this point, she broke up with her husband. Insofar as moving out, she's living with mommy now. In mommy's master bedroom, and my mother's in the boiler room. And she pays the mortgage. But oh God. This is going to be a part 4 because I've yet to get to the whole thing of August 18, 2003. Either the 18th or 19th, one of them. Oh, I want to say the 18th because I wrote it on paper and shared it with Donnie McClurkin's sister, because she used to go to his church, and my coworker invited me to that church, and I didn't want to go with her because I told my mother's half sister go to the church. She's going to think I'm going to the church to mock her when she don't know you invited me 50,000 times. But when the coworker said, oh, I treat you to friendlies after church. See me and food? You see the incentive? Oh, God. I'm like, friendlies with the ice cream sundaes? Really? I'm grown. I'm in my 30s now. That's how she got me to the church. And they was like, write your cares on paper. Put it in the box. Put it in the box or something. I don't know. But he had a sister, and I didn't want to give it to the sister. I think the sister was sickly, but I folded it up. Because I was like, where's the box? And she was like, I'll give it to him. I'm like, him? I'm thinking this box is just where they get the suggestion box. Never mind. I don't know if he read it. I didn't put her name in. I didn't put LiB's name in the paper. But I just was like, on this day, a couple of days ago, oh God, one morning she was getting ready for his church. She's getting ready for church in my mom's master bedroom, right? My mom getting ready to go to her church, different church, in the boiler room. But mommy did transform that boiler room. It was beautiful down there. You wouldn't believe it was a boiler room, hanging curtains around the boiler. Mommy, you're an angel. Who could transform a boiler room that pretty? It was small. It was just adorable. She got a twin bed. Just so creative. But she transformed my brother's living room. well, a lady is here because that was a bachelor pad, true blue, but it smelled like Newport cigarettes. She got that scent out because she ain't smoking that. Oh, mama, jeez, yeah, just obatala. But Shay. So my sister's doing my dreads, the new growth. Now, why am I not in my sister's room doing? Mommy's room was a hub because, well, by this time the whole house got cable. I don't know because when I tell the story to therapy and psychologists and friends, they was like, "Why were you getting your hair done in your mama's bedroom?" I'm like, "Well, that's where we get my hair done if mommy was still up in her room." See, that's it. It's a social hub. If we're in the room chilling with mommy, and my sister's like, "Oh, let me do your new growth," I would pay her. I was working, but it was still was her idea. She see new growth. Okay, let me do your hair. I'm like, "All right, fine." She did hair very well back then. I don't know. She stopped doing hair too, like Charlene. So people retire from the people got to give patronize it because they may retire from it soon. You know what I'm saying? So John's doing my new growth and it felt like I'm sitting in the chair and my sister's standing, or I'm sitting on the edge of the bed, but John's standing, I'm seated. Mommy kept the chair in her room, but not the cozy one. It was a folding chair. I don't know. So Lib is getting ready for church in my mother's room, and out of nowhere she goes, "Margot hates Ruby." Ruby is my mom in the book, pseudonyms. Out of nowhere. I know you're like, it's out of her mind. It's coming from somewhere. And you're on your way to church and using the word hate. Yes, you stop cussing, but the gossip thing seemed to be on full swole. The family be talking about how she be on the landline, and there's people in the house that lived there before she got there, and they want to use the phone. And sometimes mommy would find the courage to get one of the kids. Can you ask her how long? Nicely. Can you ask her how long she'll be on the phone? I need to use my phone. And to her credit, sometimes she get off right away because she said she'll say her cell phone is charging, so she gets on mommy phone. And mommy told me she's gonna say it's a lie, and mommy's not here to defend it, but they were really keen on her using the phone like that because mommy said the first year she was there, she paid no rent, and mommy had to find the courage to confront her, like you know, um, just powder keg central. So mommy's very gingerly and in trepidation, and you're gonna pay something, you're in the master bedroom, and so she started paying mommy $25 a week for a room in Queens during that time. The master bedroom, not any room, but the master bedroom, $25 a week, and then asked if she could put a lock on the door. And mommy, she asked for this when she wasn't paying nothing. But mommy had compassion because she said, this is her second bout with this disease. Her husband divorced and he got to keep the house. In what world did the judge rule that? I don't know. No shade to the Taurus. And Thanksgiving at their house with my sister, great Aunt Margaret told me about the Thanksgiving over there, Lord Jesus. And I'm like, a tourist was acting like that with good food around? Because tourists are serious about the food. I digress. I wasn't there for that one, so let me just speak about the events where I was there. So she getting ready for church in my mom's room, speaking bad about my mom while living rent free. The logic, it was just my logic was like, what the hell is going on here? And I don't think we're the appropriate audience for this type of talk. And you're like, well, what was she saying? Well, first was Margot hates her. I'm like, well, they hadn't seen each other in over 10 years. Is this new hate or old hate? Because if it's dated hate, I wanted to say, why accept the cosign and the G's at the closing? Oh, because when we were little, in Harlem, 116th Street, she allegedly told Margot, you're not going to amount to anything when you grow up. Now, that's not my mom's personality, even in her 20s. Like, oh, in her 20s, she probably immature and said it. No, that's not mommy's personality. To say that to a preteen or a teenager, no. To say that to anybody, I'm like, mommy said that? That don't sound like her. So she was snapped, live a snap. Before she was your mother, she was my sister. And that came out in psychic readings. You get it? The hierarchy, not just the hierarchy, but she's gonna get this baby's gonna replace my sister's love for me. That not like one big love and happy family is what mommy always tried to merge together. Merging families was her thing. No, that Liv didn't see it that way, according to the psychic readings. But and I'm grown now, and she's grown. Liv's grown, been grown. That was my sister before. She's my sister before she was your mother. And all I could say to that was, well, that's God's doing, not mine. Exactly. She'll snap. I guess, God's high, God will, deem the hierarchy. I'm like, well, I'm not competitive. I don't care who goes first and who goes last. I'm not that, I'm just not, I'm too emotionally lazy to be competitive. I've never been competitive. Even in physical ed in school, when they making you run and carry on. Even in the academy, when you got to run up and down the South Street Seaport. Honey, those instructors are cops, lawyers, judges, and they will tell me, you're not competitive. No, I'm not. See, Mars rules competition, and what Mars is doing in my natal chart, and of course they gave me the blank expression like, oh Lord, we got a live one. So no, I honor my natal chart. No, Mars, no. Mm-mm. And what is the prize? The way my logic looms, if I'm going to compete, knowing what Mars is doing in my chart, I don't compete for men. No, no. Why? I don't even want a guy who wants women to compete for them. Now I look at dating game shows, humor myself as a pastime. I used to not anymore, but I don't know. I'm just not competitive. Especially if I don't care about the prize. Is there even a prize? The stroking of the ego? The ego is too stingy to be a slave to it. Not my opinion, per the psychology classes I took. The ego grants short term gratification. It's too stingy. The ego's ruled by Leo, fire. How long does fire last? I know some people are like, well, the sun, that's not, well, it's hot, but it's not, you take your own, you do your own research. Because Leos don't like that. They be like, what do you mean the sun is not fire? No, it's hot, but never mind. Yeah, y'all gonna do your own classes on the sun, okay? Sure enough. Because the sun rules Leo. Anyway, and Aries rules the head with the ego's house, and Aries is a fire sign. No, I don't play competitive games because I know my natal chart. I'm not supposed to be doing that. But anywho, so I'm just looking at it like I'm not competitive. Like, what do I care? You're the aunt before I'm the soul chooses the womb. I chose my mom. You chose your mom. That's how it's supposed to be. God's order. Speaking her language with the God things. You on the way to church. You know what I'm saying? But the things she's saying about my mom. So I'm like, well, I don't think we're an appropriate audience for that, for this type of talk. And things she's saying was said about my sister. So I'm thinking my sister have some compassion. And then she'll look to her and go, right, Ja? And she's such a scary powder keg. Ja nervously shaking her head, yes. And I'm like, were you alive back then? You lived in Harlem back then? Huh? So she's saying Margot hates her. And I'm like, well, the good news is Margot don't have to be around her because mommy's not the type to force herself on anyone. She respects boundaries. I'm like, is she more mad at that term she feel has been proven true? No, no, no. She works and she makes 80 grand a year. She's a supervisor, so it's not really true. She did amount to something. I'm like, well, then she won. If that statement was said, then she won. No, it's the fact that she would say that to a child for what? Because we didn't do a chore or the house is messy and da 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 da. I said, well, it's a lot of pressure to be in your 20s. You got two kids of your own, and your sisters live with you because your mom passed, and then you got to pay all the bills and provide food on the table for four, people. And I don't know if she had her son by the time my mom allegedly said this to Margot. But it's a lot of pressure to be in your 20s and carry that type of responsibility. And then mommy is working and going to school, so you got to pass the classes, keep up with that. And, and working is stressed because workplace politics and da 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 da. And she was like, you still don't say that to children, which is true. You still don't say that. But again, in my opinion, it doesn't fit my mom's personality. So if Margot needs to hold on to that to justify the burglary or however she feels about my mom, then go on and hold on to it. Hold on to hate. And hate is a heavy word. I'm like, well, is she in church too? Is she a Christian hating somebody? That's not the point. And mind you, she getting ready for church being hostile and hasty and feral. I'm like, oh God. Oh Jesus, I just wanted to start singing Donnie McClurkin songs. Oh Lord. In any event. And she thought he liked her, allegedly. But again, this is what she told me, per my recollection. And I'm like, are you sure? He's a Scorpio. Yeah, that goes good with Virgo. But never mind. Never mind that moment. But I couldn't believe she chose us as an audience to disparage my mom while getting dressed in her room, living rent free. Oh God, Allie, Jesus Christ. I don't know. But she'll call me a liar, and she'll make Jaja call me a liar too. She will. And Jaja's scared of her. Or maybe Jaja care more about her. I don't know. Again, I'm not competitive. I don't legislate love. I don't legislate emotions. But she'll get Jaja to say, yes, say it's all lies. And she will, because she don't want smoke with Powder Keg. And I don't blame her. From what I'm hearing in these psychic readings, hell, I don't want smoke either. But the truth is, my truth is my truth. God dog at First Amendment. All right, so let me get to that August 18, 2003 or the 19th. Uh, Tardiness and absenteeism out and lost some job. Resigned. I actually did 7 years. 5 years vested. I had one stripe on my sleeve. 5 years. Every 5 years you get a stripe. I was proud of my one stripe. And I resigned. I surely did. So I couldn't maintain my apartment, and it was a lovely apartment, but I couldn't maintain 1,300 a month. No, so I had to move back to mommy's temporarily, and I'm grateful to have a place to move back to. And I had my other place. I let my baby daddy have it, and our babies they had that one. And she wanted baby daddy. Oh, he said I ain't got love for her like that. Loaning her money, huh? A lot of people's like, it's cool. She back in our life again, but we ain't got love like that. Loaning her that kind of money, and plus they didn't think she'd pay it back. You just don't think somebody that's that alpha, that type of narcissism, would pay you back. Not that she would deem it stealing, but I'm the queen. You're supposed to give the queen. It's the energy, is what was said to me. But she wanted us to sign our boys over to mommy because they was with mommy, at one point, and baby daddy was livid. He was like, she's newly back in our life, stirring up this stuff already. This ain't your mom's idea, because it would have been her idea before she came back in our life. And oh yeah, he was pissed. He's like, I ain't signing shit. Never mind. Let me hurry up with the August 18th. So our cousin from Florida, I guess third cousin twice removed. Betty Wright, the singer. That's like our cousin too. I don't know, fourth, fifth, I don't know. But if you ever go to a family reunion in Florida, they're gonna talk about her in a good way. Yeah, the singer, the legend. Yeah, Ashe. We're Floridians. We're Florida Seminoles. We are Seminoles. Look at the documentary American Maroons. They'll talk about the Seminoles inside that Tariq Nasheed's documentary. I think it's American Maroons, American Moors. One of them. Check it out. They'll talk about Florida, how they wanted to remove all the Seminoles, and just we're still in the soil. And just the Morning Star tapes. The land belonged to its people, the natives, and they want to displace the FBAs and move us around like cattle because they're seasoning these locations. It's something with FBA. When they asked Rick James if he wanted to spend the rest of his time in Maine and then shave some time off if he do, he's like, Maine? Rick James, your FBA. Oh, never mind. Allie, we talk more about that later, child. So, what name can I give him in the book? Darren. Let's call him Darren from Florida. He came up to, just why they migrate for, also school set migrations when you're moving about within the country. Immigrations when you're coming from another country. When the Democrats changed that up to migrate, just take immigrants all out because they knew it probably held a negative connotation. I was like, no, the school teacher said migrates is you're from the country and you're moving around within the same country. How they change up these definitions. Oh, shout out to blessings be upon Moses McCormick, the polyglot. Shay Pisces. But in any event, he comes to pick me up to move back in with mommy because I ran out of money to pay the rent and I had to give up that pretty apartment. And I missed it too. White marble bathroom, just gorgeous. But to me, it was bare. I couldn't afford the furniture, paying the rent. Yes, $1,300 was a lot to me back then. Now here it's a bargain now. That price of rent in New York. You know what I'm saying? So he's driving me over, and then once we're inside, now do the math. The people who already live there are complaining about the bathroom. I was taken up for her. Again, do the math. The bathroom was one way before she moved in, and it became another way after she was in. And the hair in the bathroom sink, and I guess she blamed because there's only two people wearing. I had dreadlocks, but there's only two people wearing wigs or weaves was her and my sister. So maybe she was blaming my sister. But again, math. My sister been there with weaves and didn't her head didn't clog the sink. Again, people in the household doing the math. So they're low key secretly talking about how she's leaving the bathroom, honey. But she didn't blame them for inquiring. I got the wrath. The door is closed and I can hear the soap operas on. I didn't think she could hear me. We're coming up the steps, me and Darren. He's helping me with my bags and things because it was a vacant room. I was gonna move in there. My brothers were downstairs in the basement with mommy, and Ja had her room. I was gonna move in the empty room my brother used to be in. My old room growing up as a kid there. This is the household I grew up in. You feel like a foreigner in your own house. You grew up. Never mind. So I'm coming up the steps, and I'm like, oh God, I can't believe I'm back here, Jesus. But I'm still grateful I have a place. It was at home. Is a place you get origins, or never mind. The dictionary has to. So I'm coming up the steps, and I asked Darren, is because I had to tinkle. The tinkling went away like I was a teenager. You know, you can make the tinkle go away when you're a teenager. Not like that in your 30s, but from arguing and beefing, it just went away. Oh Lord. I'm coming up the steps and I'm on the phone talking to a homegirl. And I asked him, is the bathroom clean? I don't know how she heard that. I don't know. And he said, last I checked, yeah. So I'm up and we're in the little room and I was paying him to put a lock on the door. And because he's up there looking for work, trying to start his new life. He'll be in the cousins video too. Darren. Anyway. And Jacksonville, shout out to Jacksonville. Anyway, so I am, that's not his real name, pseudonym, okay? So I'm in the room, legal, okay? So I'm in the room and we're talking. It seemed like there was a 5-minute lapse. I don't know if she was still analytical, Virgo, analyzing things. Like, is she referencing me? I don't know. But it was like a 5 to 6 minute lapse before she swung that door open, the bedroom door. So I'm still on the phone with a homegirl. Keep that in mind. Oh, with the Shermie thing, back to Sharks Bar. Remember when Q said, I'm not fighting no male, I'm not fighting no man, either man or male. I want to say male because the way he's acting and how they would talk, her mom and Margot. That's not a man, that's an adult male arguing with females. So I don't know if Q heard these things growing up. So maybe she said male because when she was saying my daughters want to come out here and see, let's call him Hermie in the book Hermie. I'm like, he's 11. They're grown. Isn't there laws against, fighting a minor? Well, he should respect his elders. But you already punished him. You told me you choked him till he turned blue. This is what she said to me on the phone. I had to stop when he turned blue, but your mother was smacking him all in his face. And she said it like she was relishing it. Like she enjoyed witnessing that. Like, oh, God. Some things he'd probably put in his memoir. Now, I don't think she can get him to say, I'm lying on that. Maybe. I don't know. She's so scary. I don't. He a Libra. I don't. Justice, my God. Maybe he won't lie, but I don't know. But she doesn't get my sister to say I'm lying. Yeah. But the brothers, my brothers, I'm not sure. But yeah, it was no sign that he went through anything by the time he was at the church for the food. He looked fine. Little kids, the resilience of little kids. But now you want to sick your daughters on him? No, it's not that. I told them what my day went like, and they wanted to come out here and see him and just have a stern talking. And yeah, I'm thinking the cute didn't say nothing to the Puerto Rican guy at the Sharks Bar parking space. But this is what I'm just thinking. That's a real threat. He a grown ass man with height and hands, large. But I digress. Oh, sure. Hermie. Oh, Hermie. But anywho, so yeah, now he a big grown man with height and hands. He get busy too. I wonder if it's all he been through. Jeez. Love you, siblings. But back to the powwow of words. So me and Darren in the room talking, and I'm trying to get my bags together, talking to my homegirl, him and her at the same time. So he's taking out the Phillips head. He's getting busy with the door for the lock. Mind you, already paid my mama the deposit to move on in. I was paying $300 a month, while someone else paid $25 a week. Hush up, Nandy, hush up. But it's my mama giving, help her put towards paying the mortgage. But in any event, my point is I was paying. I had the right to put the lock on the door because something she said amidst the argument. She swung the door open. May I talk to you? Gulp. What's that thing the citizen say? Nope. And my eyes got big. Now I didn't realize I didn't hang up the phone, but I put things down because the way she said, I'm like, am I about to brawl? In my 30s? Oh my God. At this point, I hadn't had a physical altercation since high school. Not even high school. No, since junior high. All my physical altercations was in junior high school. There was a close call in high school in the basement of the high school. Now I was a goddamn fool to go down there looking for a Blimpie sandwich. I was like, "You got the Blimpie in the basement?" When I do that, I'm gonna do a video on my fights, girl. It won't be bragging, I tell you that shit. It'd be a key, get your laughing popcorn on. You're like, you went to the basement for Blimpies? Allie, I don't know if they have Blimpies in existence now. In the 80s, they had a restaurant, a sandwich shop like Subway, but Blimpies, it tastes better too. And my homegirl went to go get us Blimpies, so I thought, oh, God. Now, how I get to the Blimpies in the basement? Or I hadn't had a physical altercation since junior high school and a close call, and okay, that's okay now. But physical fights with my husband, I don't include my ex-husband because we're married. You know? No, but no, sometimes he was really fighting me. I'm like, he wouldn't hurt me. Bullshit. Oh, Mickey. But my point is, I'm readying myself because I'm like, is she gonna try to fight me? Is she in her 40s and a Christian? What in the hypocritical bullshit is going on? And I'm like, sure. And then I realized, what is this about? Because it's not registering to me that she heard me. And then she started pointing that finger at you. But thank God I spritz was Florida water before you leave the house. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. And it sounded like she was giving a testimony of her attributes in church. You know how you stand up, I want to testify and repent. And I'm like, everything you're saying sounds like you. And if I looked up to you, I must have learned from the best. Ah, you're a liar. Oh, she's a screaming, you're a liar, you're a liar. I'm like, the profanity is about to pop out soon. But it didn't. She knew it too because she got on the phone to call your sister. And then she said, I said, damn. That's all I said was damn. I got on my knees and prayed and said, damn. But in all that yelling, she was like, and take care of your kids. I'm like, that's what people said about you. You're not the poster child for Mother of the Year award. Again, if I looked up to you, where these attributes you're yelling, where you think they're coming from? Liar! Well, what am I lying about? You don't think I looked up to you? The whole family looked up to you. Lies! I'm like, that's not true. And I don't mean to laugh. I'm trying to, clown her anger, but I'm like, this is not making sense. But more details about this in Margot's video. This is going on 3 hours. Jesus. I'm like, what did she think I looked up to? Because I learned from Erykah Badu, and she was out. When she came out, 97? Yeah, I was all up in Erykah's music. Don't, unless you're on a trial fighting for your freedom, go with it. And I learned from, what's that fighter in Brooklyn? Moses, what's his name? If they push, pull. If they pull, push. What he taught us? Oh, God. I shaded his beautiful memory. So I know going again, unless it's a blatant lie, like that's a lie from the pits of hell. This is ridiculous. But I took too many psychology classes. Erykah Badu, I love you. She teaches us too. Oh, I love you, Mama. Oh God, EB, Queen of Clubs, honey. When she a queen, she telling the truth. Queen of Clubs. So but in this, I may even know if I'm applying what Moses taught, but I know that I looked up to her. That ain't no theory. This is true. And to me, she's describing herself. I'm like, you're defining yourself. We were going to a mall in Westchester County. Her daughter was driving the older, what's her name? Joni in the book, Joni, cousin Joni. And she was in the back seat with a lady, and I was in the passenger seat, which is weird. Alpha let me sit in the passenger. I guess she didn't want her homegirl to be back there by herself. I don't know. And then she was bragging about things she do for people. And Joni ain't never give me not damn the gift, but this one. Joni said, you always talk about what you do, but you don't remember anything people do for you. Now, Joni is not going to go against her mom. Like, yeah, I said that. I remember saying that. She's not going to do that. But she must know that's a fact about her mama. But I never knew Joni would have the courage to say that to her mama. And say it in front of me, and you know your mama hate me? I just looked at her pretty profile. She has a Toni Braxton smile to me, and they're both singers. I looked at her pretty profile, like, oh. And I shut up. I was like, oh, shit. And also my ex-husband told me something that Jerry, the son, shared with him about how he feels. And he may not feel that now, but how he feels about his mom. I'm like, I didn't think they could see that side of their mother. And Mickey was like, why not? It's their mother. But I don't know. I just didn't think I don't know. He confided in you? Oh my, now I won't break his confidence because they may be still friends. I don't know. So Mickey, I'm not going to break the confidence in what he told you, but I just didn't think they saw their mom that way. Wow. But and it's fine. We know our family's flaws, and this is not a disrespectful video. This is me venting the pain she's administered my way and my mama's way and siblings too. But that powwow that day was being recorded by my homegirl on that phone. So when I got to the house for pina coladas and we listened to it, the whole homegirl huddle, I couldn't believe what I had the courage to say in response. I wasn't yelling as loud as she was because they was like struggling to hear my response at some point, at some points. But I couldn't believe I had the courage. But my mind was saying, get everything out now. This is your only chance to get everything off your chest now. Oh my God. So it'd be more detailed in the memoir, of course, the things she was yelling and spewing. But she threatened to kill me that day in front of Darren here in Florida. Ask him. You go to the family reunion in Florida? Ask him. And then get this. She said, God, the Bible says that God said to kill a demon. I'm like, a demon? A demon doesn't burglarize somebody's house. No, demons rob from their family and pregnant women. What scripture he said to kill a demon? I ain't never stole from nobody's house. I am scared of the fourth house. And he created all the cosmos and constellations, okay? Creator of heaven and earth. Oh, and what else did she say about oh, I hate her. She yelled that to the pits of, and she could sing. So you know the octaves was way up there. I hate her. I'll kill her and ask God to forgive me. And Darren was like, oh my God, for asking me about the bathroom. Oh, y'all must have a backstory. She'd be like, you don't know her like I know her. He said, that's what I'm asking you. What's your backstory? I said, go on and tell him the backstory. I didn't even flinch. Tell him. I'm like, ain't I got no courage to wrong her? Child, please. You know what's wrong in her? You don't kiss her ass. That's what's wrong in her. You don't agree with her. That's what's wrong in her. Okay? I couldn't believe what I was saying on that recording. I could not believe it. And all my homegirls that dislike her, they was like so proud of me. They couldn't believe. Oh God, I was getting all the free pina coladas that day. I mean, child, they were throwing money at me like I was tripping. When I would say something they was loving, they were throwing ones like I was a stripper. I'm like, what are y'all doing? They was like, we so proud of you. Because they done met her at Hexter State Park. They done met her at family gatherings. And they think that she's pure evil. That's their opinion. I don't legislate emotions, okay? They was like, you stood up to her. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And this is during my Saturn return. So I was calling on Saturn, help me. Because I got to get all this out. But my first Saturn return. Lord, I'm approaching the second one. Jesus. Allie, you look up Saturn return if you're unfamiliar with them, baby. Are you in your first one too? They ain't no joke. I lost 100 pounds. Well, 88. Ooh, 8. Saturn rules another 8. Nearly 100 pounds. I lost 88 pounds during my first Saturn return. Walking to school and walking to work and coming home from work 16 miles a day. 8 miles. Ooh, they go to 8 again. Saturn. 8 miles in, 8 miles back. Yeah, my astrology teacher was so happy. She said, you losing weight during the Saturn return? Oh my God, you're making him happy. He's pleased with this. And anyway, I digress. But that argument, and my mom came upstairs, and then my firstborn visited with all his Guyanese friends, and he don't do that. It was a weird moment. I'm like, what are you doing here? Oh, we were bored. We just started walking from from Richmond Hill. Yeah, well, use a heavily Guyanese population over there, and that'd be in the book. I'm like, this is weird. Mom, you got some money? I'm like, that's why I walked over here. But I gave him money, whatever I had in my pocketbook. But he and mommy sent him upstairs, like to cause to diffuse what was going on. Because I wouldn't. Mommy's like, well, just be quiet. I'm like, Mom, I'm not shutting up. I'm in my 30s. I'm not shutting up. No, no, no. But that was the day she threatened me and said she hate me. Now keep that in mind, Allie, when I do the funeral video. Some short man that was with her came up to me to compliment me on what I said at the podium for my mom. Since when I get compliments on speech, my heart sank, my tummy sank. But I was polite. That I'm civil by nature. I'm a mom's child, so I was like, oh, thank you. But when I got the cards read, first card that came up, I'm like, why did he approach me? The Five of Swords. That's when I did a pull, and I got paid for a pull, a reading. The Five of Swords came out again first each reading. I'm like, yeah, I knew that wasn't a compliment. But so I don't know what she told him to make him come up on my heels like that. And she told my sister, your sister is smart. I don't know if she had planned to hug me or touch me or kiss me like Judas in the Bible to point me out to this person. Short African, what's called the African American man, his energy just, I don't know, he's from North Carolina. Oh, where she, never mind. Allie, it was weird, but when I do the funeral video, I'll expound on that. But yeah, she's always hated me according to these psychics and babas before I was born in the pregnant womb. So it's very, but she never said it. She just was very mean to me. And look at Shabi Zane's video for Kanika Jenkins, the latest one, when she called Kanika sacrificing the title. Look at that video, Allie. This Lib hated me. Always did, the psychics say. Always did. And all other haters are a byproduct of her, whether she knows them or not, according to alleged spells done. Allegedly, legal team, allegedly. All right. So, Allie, I'm glad you wanted this. You're my muse, and I feel grateful that you're allowing me to vent like this. I would vent anyway, First Amendment. But yeah, freedom of speech, freedom of press. But I'm happy you'll have these. Yeah, yeah. All right, love you. Media, peace. Dedicated to Grandma, peace.